And we're live, I think. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hi.
Hi.
So, I'm Dan, and with me today I have Mr. Carlos Etrell. Hello,
Hello,
Carl.
hello.
And indeed, the legend of Teletext, Mr. Ian Irving.
Hello.
Hi. How are you both this evening?
I'm fine. It's good to be here.
Well, it's fantastic to have you here, Ian. Uh, let's just double check we have the sound going here. Yep, everything seems okay there. So, we've got 5 minutes to the start of the stream. So, first of all, I think everything's going there. I will post this link to Discord for everybody. We are live.
Oh yes.
And Carl, would you be able to do the honors and post that to Twitter for us? Are you able to
Yep,
do
sure.
that?
Okay, let me just do it. Yeah, I'll have a little.
Cheers.
Let me just see if we can do that now.
Okay, the sound is fine, I think. Let's see.
Yep, you're okay. Ian's booming through, and the picture quality of Ian's second to none. It's lovely.
Compared to
Very, very
ours,
clear.
compared to our substandard webcams. There we go.
Right,
Definitely.
click over to that.
Hello to ZX Guesser. He's waving in the Discord.
He's waving already. Yeah.
In the Discord.
Just waiting for my Twitter to warm up. It's asking for a lot of my old computer. The setup I've got, Ian, is that I'm talking on the laptop, and I've got the old steam powered Linux thing in the corner, and it keeps forgetting what it is, and I only fire it up once a week for this, and it's just like everything. It's like a big it's steam powered.
Right.
Pretty much the same as my webcam, I think. David W is here. He says hello. Hi, David. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're currently setting up, and we should be ready to go in a few minutes. But how are you both this evening? Ian, how are you?
I'm very well, actually. Yeah, it's been a lovely sunny day here today. So feeling the touch of spring or something.
Yeah. Have you guys, well, Ian, have you been out yet? Post-lockdown? Have you been to the shops or the pub yet?
No, I haven't been in a proper shop for about a year, I think.
Oh, right.
Well, apart from the odd one here and there, but certainly not a supermarket. My partner's been having to bear the burden of all that sort of thing, and we get a lot of stuff delivered. So I've become a kind of recluse, really.
I think we all have, haven't we, during lockdown? It's become normalized a little bit, being a recluse. But yeah, I think we're probably one step away from ordering stuff in and basically just going to the supermarket now for a walk. The only opportunity to get outside. It's weird. It's weird being a hermit.
Yeah.
What time is it? 3 minutes to? Hello to everybody coming in. I'm going to get the YouTube chat up right now and see if anybody's there. Hello to everybody filing in at this time. Hope you've had a great day, and indeed a great couple of weeks since the last stream.
Right.
Are we all posted and ready to go? Carlos?
When I spell guest properly, we'll be away. Okay. Yeah, if everyone looks at my tweet that's going up, if everyone can share that out, that'd be great. We'll get lots of interested people on. So yes, that's all done. Oh yeah, it's all very good. Little thumbnails come up there as well. So yeah, we fire up the thing. We got the chat going.
Oh, there we go. It's just appeared on my screen. The tweets. There we go. I think we're almost ready to go. Just want to make sure I don't miss any chat messages as we go through. There we go.
Oh, thank you, Guesser. He's retweeted me. Brilliant. I've got no chat up on the YouTube at the moment. Is that right? Yeah, probably.
I can monitor the YouTube chat.
Cool.
It's pretty much 7 o'clock now, isn't it? I think we can start properly, can't we? So, hello everybody.
Yep.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Weekly Teletext Art. Fortnightly. I know that's a little bit confusing, but there you go. I'm Dan.
Weekly, fortnightly, yes.
Yes.
I'm Cole. Hello. Sorry to barge in on there, you Dan. Crikey.
Sorry to mention Fortnite in the stream.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's all happening next door, mate. I can tell you. I'm surprised I've got any bandwidth left.
So, hi, Carl. And indeed, as AXS203, a.k.a. Pixel Blip says, it's Ian, a.k.a. Ian Irving. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine.
It's wonderful to finally have you on either the podcast or this live stream. How does it feel?
How does it feel? Well, a bit strange, but I'm glad to be here and have a chance to talk to you. Yeah.
How is it strange? Is it because we're sort of treating you like a celebrity?
Well, yeah, I'm not a celebrity. I'm just somebody who did a lot of graphics on Teletext. So, yeah.
Well, I'm sure to everybody here in the chat, and indeed us, myself and Carl, you are definitely a Teletext celebrity.
Well, thank you for that.
Well, in fact, I've written up a short introduction for you, if you want to hear it. And if anybody out there doesn't know exactly who Ian might be, I've written a short intro here. If you've ever seen a teletext animation, there's a very good chance that Ian Irving had something to do with it. Arguably the world's first teletext art superstar, Irving pushed the boundaries of the medium's artistic capabilities in its formative years. As a member of the original CFX team, he revolutionized the service with a variety of colorful header graphics, cartoons and illustrations, as the medium grew from a novel experiment to a cultural and technological tour de force in the 1970s. By 1986, Irving was instrumental in the design team at Intelfax. It was here he created and developed the much-loved character Forty the dog, as well as numerous animations for Foretell, On View, and Hands Up, a teletext television series teaching children British Sign Language. And there you go. Thank you very much indeed for joining us tonight, Ian. As we say, we've got a lot of your fans here in chat, and indeed there are some questions coming in. But I think first we should first of all, how was that intro? What did you think of that? Was that about right, do you think?
Well, I'm a bit overwhelmed. But yeah, I mean, the things you mentioned are things that I've done in teletext, animations, and I've always tried to make teletext look as professional as possible. I think that's always been my aim. So hopefully I've achieved that.
Well, I certainly think you have. Well, how easy was that to make teletext professional in the early days with the type of tech that you had at your disposal?
Well, it was interesting. I mean, in the very beginning, we were hardly aware of the graphics capabilities, and we hadn't been started very long before we latched onto it and found that the teletext had this graphics facility that could be played with, and that was great fun, and we all dived in because it was a fairly apparently straightforward, simple kind of graphics to create. But the results were very mixed, and I was particularly concerned that it shouldn't look amateurish, So that was really my kind of aim. But having said that, the graphics was a kind of sideline, and the main thing was the teletext content and developing the news and the information and everything that teletext was setting out to provide. So graphics took a back seat, really, for a while.
So did you join CFX as a journalist, I guess?
Yes, yeah. I joined as a sub-editor. Mort Smith, who you may know, he was the first. I joined about a week or two later. Yeah, we both came from journalistic backgrounds. Yeah.
Okay, so how long was it before you found the graphics mode, and did you sort of find that in the first week, or were you still finding your feet and engrossed in? I suppose you say it was a sideline. How long did it take for CFX to settle down to the point where you could put some bits of animated graphics here and there?
Animation would have come quite a long time later.
Sorry, I didn't mean animation. Sorry, just regular graphics. Sorry,
yeah,
mistake.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it was only a few weeks before we started to get to grips with it. But you had to bear in mind that there was no easy way of putting the graphics together. You had to experiment. You had to know which key would provide which combination of pixels. So that took a while to get to know. And then of course there was the complication of control codes and color changes and all that sort of thing. So it was probably only a few weeks before we started experimenting with headings and CFAX logos and that sort of thing.
Excellent. Carl, do you have anything to ask about that?
Yeah, it's just one thing, Ian, that I was interested to know. You mentioned that you had key-specific shapes, I think, on the mosaics. I mean, in this day and age, with all the editors that we have online, we can nibble the graphics. So, like, you got a 6, a 2, a 3 matrix, and we can nibble those graphics with just with 6 keys.
Yeah.
So with what you were doing when it first came out, did you have was it just like key specific per shape, and that's what you're saying, you had to memorize those shapes rather than make a block and just whittle it away.
That's it exactly. Yeah. So,
well, that's incredible, because it's sort of like, well, I mean, I'm no mathematician, but I mean, like a 2x3 nibble, you can have that one way or another. There's got to be quite a few combinations that you have to remember from the keys on the console.
Yeah, I mean, it became second nature after a while, but like a couple of years. But it's fairly simple to remember things like a comma would give you I hope I'm getting this right now. I haven't forgotten everything, but if you wanted a line, a straight line underneath a bit of text, then you'd soon find out which key would give you that particular shape. So it was really just trial and error, and eventually it became kind of second nature. He never had a proper crib sheet, as it were. So.
No. During your time at the Teletext services, were you ever mentoring other people coming in and making the journey easier for those people as they are making their way into Teletext?
Yeah, that would be part of it. I mean, newcomers would be given a bit of training on the system. Yeah. So.
And were there many sort of revisions to the hardware through your tenure there? I mean, if you looked at perhaps one of the last types of equipment that you worked on compared to the first type that you worked on, was there quite a difference, or did the equipment stay very much the same all the way through?
It certainly changed radically from the very beginning, because all we had then was a monitor and a keyboard, and the output was a tape punch. So you had to punch a paper tape, take it down 2 or 3 flights of stairs to the central apparatus room at TV Centre, put it through a tape reader, and then it got transmitted. So fortunately that didn't last very long, especially as the tape punch had a habit of tearing the tape. But then when we got moved into a purpose-built office on the roof of TV Centre, and we had a dedicated computer which stored magazines and sent to transmission whatever was to be sent on. And the the keyboards too underwent a transition. Some of the first ones we had metal casings, and they were extremely vulnerable to static electricity. So you could type up a page of news or whatever and then touch the keyboard in the wrong place and it would vanish.
Oh,
so
no.
that was
well,
somewhat annoying.
In your best nylon shirt from Brentford Nylons, and all of a sudden you hit that and zap, the story's gone.
That's right, yeah.
Well, Carl, it's funny you should mention shirts, because tonight I'm wearing a shirt with your design on it, and
crikey,
you can see that there. And I believe Ian as well might be wearing a themed Teletext shirt. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. Yes, I don't know if you can see.
Oh yes, Fortel, brilliant.
Fortel sweatshirt.
Yes.
Worn especially for the occasion.
Oh, awesome!
Oh, brilliant, excellent.
Do you have many? Do you have many more items of Teletext merch lying around the house anymore?
I've got 2 or 3 4G mugs, and somewhere I think I've got a miniature Fortel van, a model kind of matchbox type van with Fortel on the side. Not very exciting, really.
Well, I have one of those as well. Mort Smith very, very kindly gifted it to me at one of the block parties. So it's downstairs on one of the mantelpieces. Has pride of place there. Sorry, Carl, you were going to ask something there. I interrupted you.
Oh, well, it was just, well, first of all, I mean, I'd like to, you know, if money was no object, we could actually do a full-size version of the Fortel van. That would be very good. I've noticed a few badges do from time to time hit eBay for Teletext merch as well. So there must have been a fair bit of it sort of given out. But I was going to ask more general about your shirt. I mean, we'll throw it out there. Does anyone remember what the name of that character is on your shirt, Dan? Only like real sort of hardcore Teletext podcast people with thick skin who can listen to all of my ramblings would know the name of that character on the shirt. So yeah, there is that as well. But yeah, no, it's a very nice jumper, Ian. When you still need it in April, which is like, I mean, this time last year we're all sitting in the sun, and it's freezing, absolutely freezing out there.
Well, we've had a few questions from chat. Do you mind if we just quickly go to chat? Thomas is here. Thomas Burvitt. David W. says, Dan's gritty video quality is oddly fascinating. The Room of Gloom. And Sarah Burgess says, hello, quite the fashion show. So, Pixel Blip was making a comment in YouTube chat. He just wanted to say, I'll just wait for this to load up again, it's disappeared. He just wanted to say, if it wasn't for Ian, I wouldn't be doing art now in Teletext. Hands up.
Well, can I just say that Pixel Blip has done some amazing stuff. I'm very impressed with, particularly with some of his animations. And the concept of a touchscreen teletext editor, I think, is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, we're very much looking forward to that. Is it currently in the beta stage, Pixel Blip, your editor, or is it available for everybody yet? Let's see. I wonder if Ian has seen TFAX, etc. Really, that before, in the 80s, 90s, was the internet of its day, wasn't it? The way that you broadcast stuff, Pixel Blip says. So yeah, have you seen TFAX, Ian?
I have, not sort of regularly, but yeah, I'm aware of it. Yeah.
There might even be some of your artwork on there that we've stolen, copyrighted artwork of yourself that we've stolen and put on there. But yeah, we've had some questions from Andy Uglyfruit. Are you aware of his work, Andy Jenkinson?
I can't say I am. Well, I may have seen some. Is it on
Discord and the
on Discord?
Art. Yeah.
Yeah, I've probably seen some. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Andy says, 40 the dog versus Gussie. Who'd win in an illegal dog fight? You know Gussie the dog from Digitizer?
No, I don't. I'm not familiar with that at all. Yeah.
Well, he has a more serious question. On your site, in the lettering designs page, the lettering designs are fascinating. Do you know where they were used? Do any recovered/archived pages use any of the typefaces preserved there. Yeah, so do you know or remember where you used them? I'll see if we can get them up on screen now, actually. Do you remember where they were used? Here
Well,
we go.
yes, some of them were specific to particular channels, like the big chunky tune text. That one. No, yeah.
This one, yeah.
That one, yeah. That was certainly done for the cartoon channel. The others I would have used in various places like that. I mean, I can't say specifically where they were, but I would certainly have used pretty well all of them in one way or another.
I wonder if that's that.
That would be the I think there's one called
B,
Normal.
slightly different.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Look out for the B. Ah, yes, Normal. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
so Andy, if you go to Ian's site, you can actually pick out where the different fonts are used, which I think is pretty cool. There's a lot of great stuff on your site, Ian. I guess a little bit of digging through the archives was required to find some of these. Is that true, or did you just have them lying around on a desk somewhere?
This would all be stuff that I had on floppy disks that had been sitting around gathering mold for several years. But so until a few years ago, I wasn't aware that there was still an interest in teletext. But then I came across the Facebook page and other things. So that prompted me to dig out my old BBC micros and the floppy disks and see what I could rescue from them. So, yeah, all this stuff is from the disks I'd originally created them on.
So how many of the discs worked and how many of them just died over the years? How much lost stuff is there?
I probably managed to salvage about 75% of what was on the discs. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff I just don't have at all, like the animations I did for Hands Up, or even a lot of the Foretell on View animations I just don't have anymore.
Yes. Well, I should imagine there were quite a lot of frames needed to go into the animations, particularly on Hands Up, which was entirely animated in Teletext.
Yeah.
So 1990 was the year that Hands Up was produced by Teletext for Channel 4. The 10-episode television series, animated entirely in Mode 7, teaches kids how to use British Sign Language. So yes, can you tell us a little bit more about how that was made, about how the animation was made?
Yes. To start with, I had a storyline which was written by Sue Crockford, who was the Channel 4 producer of programs for deaf children. So she wrote the storyline, and a friend called Sue Harris, who was a teacher of deaf children at a school in North London. She advised on the hand shapes that had to be incorporated. So we got together with her, and she, being Australian, she was fairly blunt. If she didn't like something, she would say, "That's no bloody good. Do it again." But that meant they had to get the hand shapes exactly right. So that was basically the first part of the series, was that illustrating the hand shapes. I sort of we had to create an assortment of characters according to the storyline, which was a bit weird, I think, but I tried to enliven the actual hand signing with odd little characters who'd come on and change the scene and push things about and turn things over, that kind of thing.
Is that sort of inspired by the stuff that you did with Foretell on View? Because there's a lot of that, isn't there? There's a lot of little men coming on the stage, and
yeah, that's right. I think I had a thing about little scene shifters and handymen. This kind of thing.
Yeah, look at that. That's brilliant, isn't it?
I think it just made it a bit more memorable and lively. But as I said, the hand shapes had to be right, so I had to be very careful about getting the hands correct.
But did you ever get anything wrong and have to go back and reanimate it?
Yes.
Hopefully not too many times.
Not too many times. There was one time, which wasn't quite the same thing, but I'd created a whole week's episode, and was I think it had taken me about a week to do it, and I was saving it to disk. Well, I thought I was, but in fact I was wiping it out. So I had to do the whole week's episode all over again.
Oh no.
But it's always quicker second time round.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Because you always think, oh, I did it perfectly the first time round. But actually, when you redo it, you can correct some of the little mistakes, and it's always easier, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's a very inspirational piece, this, actually. And it is a bit of a shame that we don't have higher quality versions of it. We're indebted to the person who's archived this. I think, is his name Richard Shaw, right? Just double check.
I believe so, yes. I think I've seen it on there. It's all on YouTube, isn't it?
Yes, Richard Shaw, right. But Ian, are you aware of Raquel Myers' artwork? Because she was also, like Pixel Blip, very inspired by these particular graphics.
Yes, I've seen her work. Yeah. I think she's taken it very much further. But yeah, it's tremendous.
Yeah, because she does stuff on other different computers, doesn't she? Like Commodore. Yeah. And yeah, it's very reminiscent, I would say, of this stuff. Look at that. I love that. That's wonderful. And these little characters here. Can I ask, did you have much experience in art and design before you went into doing the teletext stuff, or was it just a case of learning as you went along?
Well, no, I was an amateur artist, so I did a fair amount of drawing and painting, and also having had a newspaper background, I was quite interested in layout and typography and that kind of thing. So it all added up, and it all came in useful when it came to doing teletext graphics.
Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't know that, but you can see there's a definite design sensibility about it that you brought across into the medium that I guess that you wouldn't have been able to if you sort of came in raw. So that's very interesting, because that stuff from 1990 that we just saw, it seems very professional, and like you must really have to know the software and the system to do that sort of thing. Yeah, it's almost like magic, I would say. Do you have anything to say about that, Carl, that you want to ask?
Yeah, the segregated graphics are an absolute boon, aren't they? Because when you sort of, when I'm getting nowhere with a design, I'm about to sort of like clear the screen, but if I segregate the graphics, sometimes I get that extra element of definition that's needed for a design.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it gives you less. It doesn't overload the eyes as much, does it? Whereas a solid block of white for the hands, you wouldn't actually see the differences in the fingers when they're doing the F and the H and the G and the things like that. And it's absolutely incredible. And I'm just wondering about the segregation feature. It's sort of like you don't see it often enough.
No, I mean it's very useful because it does round off shapes that would otherwise look incredibly chunky and blocky. Yeah. So yeah, I think I used it quite a lot from time to time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very much lesser used feature of teletext, I think. Very underused, and always great to see it. I agree, Carl. Just changing subject slightly, we have a question from Thomas, pardon me, Thomas Buvett, who asks Ian, from a teletext fan from Denmark, did an international community of teletext journalists and editors of pages exist?
Yes. In fact, we had a number of European teletext gatherings. One in Amsterdam. I went to one in Vienna, where all the various European teletext services got together and exchanged ideas. So, I
should have had a Eurovision, Ian.
Yeah,
the Eurovision teletext competition.
Well, I think there was actually a graphics contest at one time among the various European teletext setups. I don't know who won it. It wasn't me, but somebody did some splendid graphics. Yeah.
They probably cheated and used black as a colour, which is something that you never really did in the UK.
Right. Yeah.
So when I went over to Germany, I think was his name Joachim, who worked at Ardtext. Did you get to meet him? I think it was Joachim. He recently retired. Do you remember Joachim?
No, not
Oh.
not offhand. No.
Okay. Yeah, because he'd been with Odd Text since 1980, I think, or certainly the 80s. So there's a chance that you
I
might have
may,
spoken.
yeah, I may well have met him. I think we had a kind of get together in London on one occasion. European teletext operators. I may well have met him.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that question, Thomas. But I think we've had a mention for a certain canine character over here in our YouTube chat that we haven't really spoken about him much, have we? In addition to Hands Up, Andy Jenkinson says they're blooming amazing, by the way, and Pixel Blip says there's so much cleverness in those Hands Up animations. They are amazing. But we've got a couple of questions about Fortel or Forty the dog. I've got a little intro for Forty here. So in 1983, Forty the dog first appears on Fortel on Channel 4 in the UK. Designed by Mr. Irving, the popular canine would be featured on Teletext for a whole decade. And Andy Jenkinson asks regarding our canine friend, how scripted were the Fortel stories? Because they're very rambling and unpredictable. I don't think he means that in a bad way, though. He asks, were the endings of stories actually planned from the start?
No, very rarely. I mean, I literally, I think, made it up as I went along. I would have a vague idea of the story, but I was quite happy to let it take its own course, as it were. So I always found endings the most difficult part of the whole thing.
Right.
So you know how to round off a story. They had to be sort of finite length, but it could get quite difficult at the end of a story. So how the hell am I going to finish this? But generally, no, I'd make it up as I went along. So there was no script.
Right. We actually have some screen grabs here. These aren't recovered. I believe those are some photographs that you took. Is that right, Ian?
Yes, they're screen photos.
Yeah, and you can see... Oh, go on.
No, sorry, go on.
I was going to say you will see as it goes along the variety of different, I suppose, not animation, styles that we have as we go along. Is this one of the earlier pieces?
No, not particularly early, I don't think. It was certainly one of the longest of them, but I really don't have much idea of the chronology of the stories, I'm afraid. It's quite a long time ago now.
Do you have an idea
I like
of
that one? That's very nice. I like that.
Which one?
The forest that we've just been. Yeah, that one there.
Do you have any ideas of how many Fortel stories you did over the years? As an estimate? Or, I mean, how many pages do you think you might have made?
Oh, gosh. Well, the average story was over 12 weeks. There'd be 5 new frames per story, plus the title page. So that's 60 odd pages. And over 10 years, my memory is a bit hazy, so I might not have got the dates right, but
yeah.
Well, 2,500 pages altogether, something like that.
Oh, that's quite a lot.
That's a lot of bytes.
So, out of all the things that you did, all the journalism stuff and all the different graphics and animation projects you did over the years, which one do you think you liked the most? You enjoyed? Do you think it might have been 4T?
Yeah, I think I always enjoyed 4T because I could let my imagination run riot. I mean, other things were enjoyable, and Hands Up was enjoyable, but that wasn't my story, although I enjoyed doing the graphics for it. 4T certainly was it was fun. Unfortunately, I don't have all the stories. I've managed to retrieve some of them from my old floppy disks, but a lot of them I don't have. Although Jason Robertson and others have found parts of stories on VHS retrievals and have kindly let me have them. So I've got bits of other stories, but I don't have the whole lot.
Well, I think it makes us more grateful for the stuff that we have and the stuff that you have found, such as this complete story which you've uploaded to your YouTube account. Guys, you can go and see this. What was the title of this? Night Ride it was, and that's on Ian's channel, if you want to go and see the full thing. Ian, do you know of Rusty Russ on Twitter?
No, I don't.
No, okay. So, Rusty is a retro child, shall we say? He's a little retro. What does he call himself on Twitter, Carlos? He posts the designs from it. The goodness is his retro little heart, he says. He posts all the old...
Yes, he's a proper champion of everything that we miss, really. He'll on a Sunday he'll put up the top 20, top 40 with some teletext screen grabs of what they were. He does a lot of broadcasting, and he has a Now collection as well. So now that's what I call music. I see that posted as well. So nice that he's actually joined us today as well, because we haven't managed to catch up. So it'd be brilliant. Yeah.
Does he have
but he has something to say.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. What does it say, Carl?
He says, "Hi there, loving the chat tonight. Curious about your thoughts, Ian, when 4T ended at the end of 1992, when there was a change in how 4Tel would operate in 1993. That's it. Loving the chat tonight. Curious about your thoughts when 4T ended at the end of 1992, when there was a change in how 4Tel would operate in 1993. Would you be able to elaborate on that at all, Ian? Was there a change between 92 and 93?
My memory is a bit vague on that, I'm afraid, but as far as I can remember, I stopped doing 4T at least while I was doing Hands Up, because that was a whole year's work on its own. So I really can't remember whether I went back to doing 4T after that, or whether that was when it ended. So I'm sorry, my memory is so vague.
That's fine. Was it the big shake-up I remember about that time was that when there was the change in franchise between Oracle Channel 4 and Teletext on when Teletext took over. The Oracle services. Was that what Rusty would be talking about, really? Was there like a big change in things, like a new broom sweeping clean or anything like that at all?
No, not really. I know Fortel got put onto a different section of the ITV output, but I don't think it made a great deal of difference internally.
Could I just ask a question, Ian? Obviously,
Sure.
We're recording this at a time when media output has obviously had to reflect the departure of a stately figure, Prince Philip. And I've been reading a lot of articles about the code names like the Forth Bridge, London Bridge, Tower Bridge, and all that for the media's state of readiness for when these things happen. Was there anything like that ever rehearsed at the Teletext services that you worked at? Because the imminent departure of somebody important, was that ever rehearsed where you were?
Not that I recall, but I do know that when I was at CIRCUS, the Home Office were they came to us to prepare emergency messages in the event of some catastrophe or nuclear war or something like that. I mean, they wanted to make use of teletext as a means of telling people what they should do, which was fair enough. But I don't recall that we ever had anything like that for personalities. Although we were obviously, being part of the BBC, we were receiving the BBC News Service all the time, so we would have probably followed whatever instructions came up at the time.
So, would you have had slides in preparation or anything like that that you'd have to put up with particular wording or anything like that? Because I noticed when the news flash came up in the week, the way the bulletin was worded, it was specifically worded in a way that the Palace had to do it, and I just wondered if you had that sort of protocols all lined up. But it's incredible not
that I recall. No. I mean, if something major came up like that, then we would sort of clear the front page, as it were, and go to town with whatever it was. But not like a newspaper where you have an obituary department with obituaries already written for notable people. We didn't really do that sort of thing.
I guess with the technology as well, at some point, teletext was the latest technology. They might have even considered putting some of this emergency broadcast stuff in vision with normal broadcast television, perhaps, graphics or something like that to enhance the message that they're trying to get across. So I'm just intrigued to know what the Home Office would be sort of proffering the teletext department of a broadcaster. There's a cloud burst over Birmingham. Please go to page 151 of CFAX or something.
Well, yeah, that's quite possible. If there were some kind of dire emergency, they would say, there'll be instructions on what to do available on CFAX or Oracle or whatever it was at the time. Yeah. But we're very much, teletext was so instantaneous and spontaneous in a way. So there wasn't a lot of behind the scenes preparations for major things like that. Yeah.
But it certainly raised some chat on the Discord as well. Things about like when the wind blows and things like that, where we've talk about emergency broadcast services. So sorry to bring everyone down on a downer about that.
I think it's a relevant thing to ask because that was a prominent thing in everybody's mind in the 80s, wasn't it? So
yeah, very much so. Yeah.
So yeah, it's certainly pertinent. Go ahead, Carl.
Now Sarah Burgess, who is a regular contributor to our broadcast, and hello again, Sarah. She says she loves the drop shadows on the T4 text boxes that you did, Ian, and she says it's the little details that really make a difference. And I got straight away from the intro that you are very sort of like very much a details-led guy, and you sort of like need to make everything look very professional. And that's one thing I always noticed on like BBC graphics. If anyone could actually master the black edge drop to make a menu or a table of contents look like 3D, they really have nailed it. It's an effect that I certainly enjoy. What was your favourite effect to enhance something? If you had like a quick 3 minutes to make something that you had any better, what would be your sort of like secret sauce that you add to it?
That's a tricky one. The drop shadow always helps enhance your graphics, but I find that quite hard to answer because it's just
that's fair enough. It's probably something that your viewers could probably answer better than the artists themselves, because it's not, sometimes the artist is the last person to know about an idiosyncrasy that they include in some of their stuff, I guess. So it might have been a very unfair question, Ian.
Well, one thing I will point out is there is very good use of background graphics, which isn't particularly seen, let's say, in the 90s stuff on Channel 4. The speech bubbles are really good and really clearly defined, I think. And also there's a little bit of use of dithering as well, or checkerboard graphics, which I really like. But I think the thing that particularly defines your graphics is the little men and the little pictogram small Minor Willy, Jet Set Willy style little men that I really love. So excellent. We've had to start wrapping up, I guess we'll just go through some of the comments that we've had. Pixel Blip asks, will 40 meet Turner somehow one day? You know Turner the Worm?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen Turner the Worm.
Yeah, I know Turner. Well, he might well. I had the idea the other day of making a kind of collage or montage of some of the memorable teletext logos, bits and pieces, characters. So I might well have 40 and Turner the Worm included in that.
A universe.
The teletext world.
But this, it won't be teletext, it will be a print, like a digital print.
Okay.
So, but I'm just working on it at the moment, trying to sort my ideas out. So they might well meet on that.
I'd buy one of those prints, definitely.
Me too.
The only thing
I'll
is,
buy one as well.
the only thing is, I haven't got any Turner graphics. I don't think. I could probably steal some from somewhere.
Oh, don't worry, we've got plenty for you to steal.
Yeah, there might be some laying around somewhere, Ian.
Yeah.
Just
look at
on that subject, Ian, did you ever, during Teletext heyday in the 90s, I guess, did you ever converse with Paul Rose, the creator of Turn of the Worm?
I may have done, but again, I can't remember. You know,
Okay.
I'm very familiar with the name. I may have met him, may have talked to him, but I really couldn't say one way or the other.
Did you have conversation with the other Teletext services? Like, when you were with Intelfax, you were still closely sort of linked with CFAX? Or did you speak to the guys at Oracle, or did you
now and then, but not kind of habitually.
Right.
Although when Teletext took over from Oracle, you know, Teletext with a capital T, Intelfax loaned me to Teletext to do some graphics for them right at the start. So I would have met one or two of the Teletext people then.
Well,
so,
sorry to jump in, and we mentioned Paul Rose earlier. I seem to remember on an earlier interview that we did with him a few years ago that he was influenced by yourself, or maybe you even showed him how to make teletext art. You might not remember now, but I seem to recall Paul said something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe. I'm afraid I have a terrible memory for people I've met.
Well, I think I think the conversation that we were having at the time was trying to pinpoint the specific originators of certain styles, of teletext styles and designs, and I think we agreed that your good self, were responsible for quite a few of them. You were one of the trailblazers for, I guess, a certain style, a teletext art style. What do you say to that? Yeah, an exponent. What do you think of that?
Yeah, well, I did my own thing, as it were. So as I said before, I was always wanting to make things look professional and clear, but also because I was into drawing and painting and that kind of thing, I think I would try to put a kind of dimensionality into a lot of the things I did. So, in 40, you for example, you might find a lot of scenes where they're going down a passageway or something like that. So you've got a 3D effect, and you've got perspectives and things like that. If you see what I mean, it's not just a flat screen map or mosaic of graphics. It's got a kind of depth to it. Well, that was the aim anyway, in some of the things I did.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what distinguished what I did from what other people did. I don't know. It's just a theory.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with that because your stuff did start bringing some of those elements, like I said, with design sensibilities. But sorry, moving on a little bit. Rusty Russ asks, Ian, did you ever put any Easter eggs into any of your teletext pages, perhaps not meant for public viewing?
No, I never did. No, I didn't have the. Sorry, I didn't have the imagination to do that.
What about little in-jokes between yourself and the rest of the teletext staff? So you would tell a joke in the office and say, "Oh, that's going in the 4T comic this week."
I don't recall that happening either.
So, did other people help you come up with the ideas for 4T? Did you chat with other people in the office and say, "Oh, this would be good," or yeah, I guess.
No, not really. No, it was
all your own work.
It was all my own work. Although I did get comments occasionally, like that ending was a bit of a cop out, wasn't it? Or that kind of thing, you know. So,
well, we're all the expert all of a sudden, aren't we, Ian? Why don't we go off and do it ourselves?
Did you get comments from the readers? Do you remember any of the fan mail that 4T got?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a huge amount of it, but I was aware that people did enjoy it. You know, I still have one or two letters from fans. But yeah, though, apart from my mother, there were quite a lot of people who enjoyed it, I think.
Well, we certainly did, didn't we, Carl?
It was really good, and it's nice looking back through the ones that you recovered as well and posted up, Ian, because the graphics, you know, when you're looking for new things to do and all that, to get inspiration for things that sort of like have been, you know, that I probably saw back in the day but didn't really appreciate, is, you know, it's been really good to see them again. Yeah. We've had one comment that come in earlier that I just want to. AXS203, is that Pixel Blip?
Pixel Blip, yes.
Did we? Yeah. Okay, so he says, what does Ian think about level 2.5? It's not right, is it, Ian?
I love that.
I never had the chance to play with level 2.5, so you know, from my point of view, it's not right. But I think
it's not cricket.
No. I think if I'd had the chance to do something with it, I would probably have taken to it. But no, I'm strictly level 1.5.
Strictly an 8-colour man.
Yeah.
Aren't we all? Brilliant. Aren't we all?
Yeah, and not orange, Dan. Yeah.
So, any last questions from people before we wrap up with the Ian Irving interview? But I have one, and it's regarding the very early days of CFAX. Do you remember a lot about what it was like at that time? Do you have any particular memories of the very beginning of CFAX back in the 70s, early to mid 70s?
Yeah, I mean, apart from the having to take punch paper tapes down to be transmitted, yeah, do you mean the service itself, or the surroundings, or the
Yeah, I think suppose I mean the office camaraderie, etc., and the sort of tech you used, maybe, or yeah, what it was like. Did you think it was do you feel, looking back on it now, it was a bit like the Wild West of Teletext?
No, I mean, it was exciting because it was a new technology. It was tremendous to see the way it got built up, and how it became an accepted medium. And there was also always a team spirit, and we were all anxious to make it as good as we possibly could. We used to get together and have a drink in the bar after work, that kind of thing. So it was a good time and quite exciting, really.
ZX Gesser mentions Colin McIntyre. Any memories of him?
Yes, I have a lot of memories of Colin. He was the real Mr. CFAX. He wasn't so much hands-on in that he didn't do a lot of keyboard inputting or anything like that, but he was the mastermind, as it were, who was promoting the system and talking to manufacturers and the people who mattered. And it was very much down to him that it took on in the way that it did. And he was a great guy to work for. He'd be very, very supportive and very rarely critical in an unpleasant kind of way. So, a great guy. Yeah.
Did you keep in touch with him or any of the other guys you worked with over the years?
Yes, some of them. I kept in touch with Colin from time to time. He used to send occasional letters which were quite long and full of news and what he's been up to. What he used to call moss and gravel letters. So, things that he'd picked up along the way, as it were.
Oh.
But and I kept in touch with several other teletext people. Mort Smith, for example.
Yes. Was Colin proud of what Teletext became, do you think?
Yes.
Or did he see it more as... Was he more humble about his role in everything and the development of it?
Well, I'm sure he would have been fairly humble about it. No doubt he was proud of what CFAX had become. Yes. Certainly, it owed so much to him that it became an everyday factor in people's lives. Yeah.
Well, it became a staple of people's lives. Whether it be like, the common thing is always the football scores and the cricket, and things that people look out for, the weather, the stocks, the shares, basically anything that anyone's got a stake in life was on CFAX.
Yeah.
And before the days of satellite and cable TV, where you didn't have a 24-hour news station, and 150 was my go-to page for the InVision news, and it was always quite exciting if it had moved from one story to another, and whether it used like a blue border or a red border, depending on what it was, because I think finance had a red border on it sometimes on BBC Two. But I just want to say, on behalf of a lot of people on the Discord and on the YouTube, thank you, because you gave us our first computer in many cases, Although it's sort of like an asynchronous type thing, it was our first experience of computer graphics.
Yeah.
And it's been absolutely brilliant to actually meet one of your heroes. If it doesn't sound too gushing, really, but it's been good.
Sorry, we have one more question from ZX Gesser, who asks, Ian, were you mostly left alone by the rest of the BBC to figure out what teletext should be? Or was the news service, etc., breathing down your neck to check that you were doing it properly?
We were largely left alone to make what we did of the news, but nobody was kind of breathing down our necks. But we had to pretty well be careful. Our news sources were basically the BBC's General News Service, which was a kind of combined version of stuff from BBC correspondents and news agencies and so on, which would come to us on teleprinters. So that was our main source. So in effect, it was already in a way the sort of line that we would follow, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But there was nobody that I recall who would come and say to us, what you did there was awful or wrong, or don't do it again. We were pretty much left to do it our way.
That's because you did such a good job, I think.
Well, I don't think we got much wrong, factually incorrect, or we didn't make too many blunders that would have got us into trouble. So, but then, we were basically fairly experienced journalists anyway. During the Falklands conflict, we could hear. We had a live feed of what the BBC correspondents out there were reporting back, but we couldn't use that until it had been sanitized by the Ministry of Defence and then edited by the BBC. So that was one instance where we did have to kind of toe the line, as it were.
Yeah.
But that was very unusual.
I remember a Brian Hamrahan clip where he sort of, I'll paraphrase, but he said, I'm not allowed to say how many people were involved in the attack, but I counted them all out and I counted them all back in again.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Which is absolutely brilliant, and it's I do wonder how a service like the one that you were involved with would be now, because the way it was so professionally done, it never had a personality. What and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that when someone tweets, for instance, there's always a bent or an angle or a hot take to be had. But in page 150 of CFAX, at not one point was there any dog whistling to anybody or anything like that. It just told the news, and you read that and you took that as the news.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was about. It was putting facts over. And we couldn't put any kind of personal slant on things.
Yeah. It was just a given then as well.
Yes.
Whereas now we always looking for the angle, even if we watch it on broadcast news. we've all got we're all second guessing why that report is coming before another report, etc. So it's we've got a luxury of news everywhere now and information everywhere, and in fact we're probably a little bit better off when we only had it from one or two sources.
That's right. Yeah, bring back CFAX.
Bring it back. There you go. We'll start 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Absolutely. Well, if nobody else has got any questions or anything to say, I think there was just one more thing. Is 40 the dog coming back? I think somebody asked a bit earlier, and I missed that. That's from Pixel Blip.
Not, I'm afraid, in any story form. He might appear, as I say, in that print I have in mind, but
Yes.
And if I find more of the missing stories, he might well appear on his website, 40 online. But I really depend on people discovering episodes on the recoveries from VHS and that sort of thing. So there's unlikely to be any more complete stories.
Well, you never know. As we collect more pages that we've archived from over the years, we might be able to piece together some stories, even though they are 12 weeks long each. But some of those are... We've got ZX Guesser in the community who's been on this podcast or this live stream in the past, explaining how he's put together his Turn of the Worm archive. So
Right.
maybe we could do something similar for 40 the dog.
Yeah, well, I have had some snatches of 40 from like Jason Robertson and one or two other people. So I've managed to sort of patch together one or two stories that had missing bits. So you never know what might turn up.
Well, it's a good work in progress, that's for sure. So, but even if 40 makes it back only in print, he's a part of the universe now. He's canon. So we'll be looking forward to seeing that again. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You've had some really good positive feedback as well on the Discord. Sarah says that it's been really interesting, especially with all the behind the scenes stuff. And Andy Ugly Fruit says he'd love to read more new bizarre 40 stories. So it is good. There's still a lot of enthusiasm for it out there.
Well, it's great. It's been great to talk about it, and I'm glad people enjoyed it and still do. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's been really, really good.
Yeah, it's been absolutely wonderful to speak to you about all of that stuff, and I'm sure we've all learned something tonight. Actually, I certainly have, and I'm sure you have too, Carlos, haven't you? Stuff we didn't know about Teletext.
Definitely. I could talk all night about emergency broadcast systems and what I think of Twitter and news. So, you probably, I probably do well to restrict myself, Ian. But no, it's been really good. So David W. Just the last thing says 40, and then he's got what's it? Greater than Pudsey. What sort of ones do we mean by that?
Yeah,
is there a Pudsey the bear graphic or something?
Pudsey the dog he's talking about from Britain's Got Talent.
There's a meta joke there going on, I think, as well.
An in-joke, I think, regarding Digitizer and Paul Rose. But
yeah,
40...
I should really make a film about it, yeah.
I agree. Fotel the dog was certainly better than Pudsey. Okay, so... Thank you very, very, very much for joining us tonight, Ian. It's been a pleasure to have you.
No, it's been great to talk to you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
That's it.
No problem.
It's a round of applause there in sign language for Ian.
Yeah, same.
Thank you. 40 will be blushing as
Oh,
well as me.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Ian. Thank you.
Okay,
thank you
both.
you.
Thanks to everyone who's been listening in.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Right, cheers.
Thank you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Ian.
Bye.
Speak soon.
Yeah,
Do you know how to exit?
I thought I did.
It's it's different for me because I'm hosting. I think there's a leave meeting button in the bottom right somewhere. I believe. Oh.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up. You'll just have to. You'll just have to stay with us, Ian.
Yeah, sorry about this.
That's okay.
Oh yeah, I think you have to make your window bigger, and then leave is in the corner. So you have to maximise your window, and then there's a leave.
Oh yeah. You might be on minimized window.
It won't maximise. Maybe I just switch my iPad off.
Well, that would be the final solution.
I could try and remove you. I could try and do that. Hopefully.
Oh, you can't boot Ian off. Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? It's like the parish meeting.
I couldn't possibly do that. I'm sorry.
You can tell I'm not a Zoom fanatic, not a Zoom habitué.
It's okay. I think everything worked tonight, and that's the important thing. And everybody had a good time.
I found the button that says leave.
Oh, that was great.
That's the moment. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Well, no, thanks again to Ian for that, and yeah, that's been really good for the with the chats and everything as well. Going up, we're getting the hang of this now. Apologies to anyone if anyone sees my face lighting up because I'm flicking between the YouTube and the Discord. So this is my Discord face. This is my YouTube face. So yeah, right. Well, shall we crack on with the artwork then? Because
absolutely.
Got an early night tonight.
Yeah,
got
yeah,
an early
absolutely.
start.
Just first, thank you everybody who asked questions there for Ian, and sorry if we missed any of them. I think we got them all, but cheers. I think what I'll do with that actually is cut that section out and put it up as a podcast on the TeletextArt channel, and you'll see that at some point in the future. So there you go, a nice little edited version. So yes, it is the weekly TeletextArt stream. Hi everybody that's just come in. Lance Darren and One Switch, aka Barry Ellis. DW makes clapping noises for Ian there. Andy Jenkinson says, great ending. Rusty says, I think that's the highlight tonight. Pixel Blip says, Zoom isn't as easy as teletext, is it? We should have asked that to Ian just now. He says, thanks, Ian. Hello, Jellica, if you're still here. Hello. And the Teletext Archaeologist is here as well. Hello. And I think that's everybody. So, it is time to look at your artwork from the last 2 weeks. And I need to get that on the screen for you.
Yeah, so while Dan's faffing around with that, I was just wondering, just put it out there, like we need idents and things like that to make this better. But I mean, give them all to Dan. He'll have to lace it all in. But you know, wouldn't that be good if we had like a superimposed like graphic or something, or you know, if anyone's got anything, you know, send it over, see if we can make use of it. So you watching what's Electro Boom videos recently? Have you done? Or
Electro Boom? What's that?
I don't know. It's like a YouTube thing that's coming up. Electro Boom. I think that's him, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, what are you looking at?
Oh, it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter.
I don't know what you're looking
Rotherham
at.
versus Coventry.
Oh,
I think
you mean the stuff
screen.
on the right?
Yeah.
The stuff on the right-hand side there.
No, I don't mean that. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Or the people I'm following.
That's very good.
I'm not actually signed in
That is,
at the moment.
Yes.
Okay, so
I love the glitchy Dolly the sheep.
for the next half an hour or so, we're
Is that
going to look
yours?
at these. Yes, this is mine, and we go all the way back to just after the live stream. The last live stream was posted, and I put my sheep up. And indeed, I've still got a graphic to put up for this week's, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, a glitchy sheep there. It's a stock image of a sheep, which you might see if you just type sheep into Google, and I just made him quite glitchy. There you go.
It's very nice. I like that. Yeah, very
Thank
good.
you. But that was for the
Very good.
countryside prompt. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say there's no prizes in this, but it's very good, Dan. I like that.
Oh,
I
thank
like
you.
the use of the old glitch, the use of the mayhem.
It was good fun to make. I don't know if it's one of my best pieces, but I like to experiment, I think. Just an experiment. But that was the last one. That's the mop-up for Countryside. And ZX Guesser said, I really enjoyed seeing the different things Countryside means to so many people. So I'll push my luck with another vague open-ended prompt. And last week's theme was electric. And we're just about to see that once again we had a wide variety of stuff reacting to that theme. So first up, Mars FS. His Tesla graphic. Now what do we think of this, Carl?
It's
Can you
very
see it?
stark, very. Yes, I can see it's the T, and yeah, no, it's really nice, isn't it? It's just straight black and white, or just white graphics with the Tesla logo, and yeah, certainly conveys electric because they use the old electric motors, didn't they?
Yeah.
Self-driving cars as well. I was stuck behind I wasn't. There was a Tesla stuck behind like a really slow-going like lorry on the A12 the other week, and I looked, and the lady was just texting away, and the Tesla was doing all the work. So that's really good. But I just see at the bottom of the Tesla there. What I like about this, it's not symmetrical at the bottom of the T, and I like that because that's the sort of thing I'd do, but not realise. Whereas he's probably done that on purpose, and it makes it look more like a lightning bolt.
Ah. Well, you can't always be perfectly symmetrical, can you? When you've got, I think it's when there's an odd number of pixels on each side. Sorry, an even number on each side. You're not able to sort of have that.
There's a song in there somewhere, Dan.
Odds and evens and teletext.
It ain't easy being an even number. Yeah, it ain't easy being an even number.
Just on the point of monochrome graphics, there is a lot to be said, I think, for monochrome. I've been going through a monochrome period of late. You know, like Picasso and Van Gogh had their different periods, and Monet. Well,
the period we had 2 years.
Teletext is going through a monochrome period,
Yes.
I think.
Yes, I agree with that, because I've been doing like quite a bit of monochrome stuff as well.
And one
more.
Look,
there's a man there. Look, old Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, and I like the stripes in the background there. The technique that we've got
Rasta
going on.
bars.
Rasta bars.
Rastas going on there. Yes.
Rasta man. Rasta bars.
Rasta bars, man. With the old Spanish flag going through the eyes.
Yes. It's very loading screen, isn't it? ZX Spectrum loading screens, Commodore, that sort of thing. I love that.
Thank you, Mars. It's lovely. Yeah, very good.
Let's do it.
Very good.
No.
The old Rasta bars add a bit of depth to anything that you do.
Rasta Mars.
Who's this boring old git? Who's
right?
Boring. You explain this, Dan? Because I don't know. I think it was a good idea at the time.
Whoever posted this to Twitter has said that they're inspired by an industrial photographer named Morris Broomfield, who's there working in his workshop. Look at all those sparks flying. And it's been represented very well in Teletext here. Has a converter been used here, Carl? Digitizer of sorts?
Yeah, I used the TT Edit thing that we did in the tutorial, well, about a month or so ago. And I wanted to see what it looked like, and it's I like it. It's 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 an acquired taste, but I like it, and I think I've got some regrets about this. I didn't use enough whole graphics on it. I used some whole graphics around the geezer's head, but then neglected to use them. If you look just about where your mouse was a second ago, that gap there, I should have used hold there really, but I like it, so there. But no, anyway, if everyone gets a moment, check out Maurice Brumfield Industrial Photography. All these were done from the late 50s, and he took some really excellent pictures, just using light. Just nothing special. We just did it with light, and there's one with a ball bearing, which I implore everybody to go and view, but not right now. Just when we finished.
Yeah. Would you say experimental? This piece, yeah. Do you think?
Yeah.
Trying things out
because it's trying things out. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I just wanted to see what I can do with white. Again, going through a monochrome thing, I was a bit. I didn't really want to introduce any sort of any other color apart from white, really.
Experimentation, I should say, is very important. And
I mean, you're just trying to be nice, Dan. I think.
I was thinking about
rubbish.
No, not at all. I was thinking about this today. It's important that you do these experiments and try things out, because then you think, oh, I can do that. How can I make that a little bit better in the future? How can I incorporate this into another design? And it's saved into your memory bank for the future.
I wonder if Maurice Brumfield would have seen that and been sort of proud or bemused by it, that someone's been moved to copy his work in a way. But yes, it was just very much a bit of a teletext salad, that one, really.
Yeah. Sorry, I was wrong. That's not him in his workshop, is it? That's a picture of somebody.
No, it's not. No,
in a wireworks.
In a wireworks, works in Somerset in the late 1950s.
I didn't read it properly. Sorry. So we've got Lance Daran, who's in the chat, who's actually Mars FS, and I didn't know that. Hi, Mars. Hey, great work again, as always. We've got some more of your stuff, I think, for the next prompts coming up. And Andy Jenkinson says, hello to all the art souls. I love that. I'm going to steal that from my Twitter profile. An art soul. I'm an art soul.
Oh, that's better. Oh dear, art souls.
So what do we have here? We have ZX Guess's electric piece. And once again in monochrome. Ooh, the dreaded blue and black.
Yes, good, isn't it? Is there a joke in this? I missed a joke. I don't know what it was. Is it a person or something? I don't know.
Well, he's playing his guitar on stage. There's a drum kit in the bottom left.
Yes,
I think this is a specific reference to something, maybe.
Judas.
Yeah.
Judas. Nice use of divers there as well. It's the old ZX dither. That is one of my favourite works. One of my favourite works from Alistair was it was the robot, and he knows what robot I'm talking about. But it's really good, and he just said he just threw a couple of pixels up. But I look at it and I'm just absolutely amazed every time I see it. Something bastard or something. I can't remember what the name of the robot was, but yeah, his use of diver was absolutely amazing. He'll come up and tell me what it is in a minute. Is it anxiety bastard or something like that?
Anxiety bastard.
Something like that. Yeah. No, very good though. I like that. Yeah, it's good. And another different take on electricity, isn't it?
Yeah, ZX Guesser says of this piece, I missed a trick. I should have made it orange, really. Yeah. Always miss that opportunity. Never pass up on the opportunity of making your teletext art orange. Yeah. But yeah, very well put together, I think. And we've got...
Oh, it's Bob Dylan going electric.
Ah, right. There we go.
There you go. You don't have to be a weatherman to know which way the wind blows.
that explains everything.
Johnny's in the basement taking all the medicine.
Oh, you better stop him. Yeah, I
So,
like
yeah,
how...
we're gonna do, yeah.
I like over here
I get it now.
Yeah, all becomes clear, doesn't it? You've got the smaller heads in the background. They become smaller as they reach the horizon, and you've got the little separated graphics over here.
Or it could just be anger coming off the row in front.
Perhaps, yeah.
I like the microphone as well. The segregated graphic microphone. You can see that there. That's very good.
Indeed. So showing the way as always there.
Absolutely.
We'll move on to Andy Jenkinson's piece here.
Very nice.
Inspired by Blade Runner. Do androids dream of sheep? Well, electric sheep.
Oh, P.K. Dick novel, wasn't it? Of which Blade Runner was based upon.
Yes, and also, do we know another film that was based upon that? Oh, let's do it.
Yeah, Kindergarten Cop.
Let's move to Mars.
Let's have a game of what does your father do?
Give these people air.
I love the fonts. It's like Andy. He's been. I think he's been playing with fonts before, but he can really make those pixels squeak with a message. So yeah, it's really good. And have you noticed as well? It's the white on top of the magenta for the lettering as well, which is very like BBC Basic. Do you remember you used to like CHR string and get a two-tone colour on a double height? And it reminds me of that. And you can see that he's got the Coke advert in the background, so it's like the cityscape of where Mr. Decker's flying his little car about. Did you ever watch the sequel of that, 2049?
Yeah, I recently rewatched. Recently rewatched the original and then the
original
successor. Yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but I did think it was cool the way they incorporated the old movie.
Yeah, I thought it was good. The redo of the Atari advert was very good, I thought. But the I don't know. I just thought it doesn't make you laugh. I thought the second one was a bit far fetched.
Really? Well, it was really. A lot of films are quite far-fetched, though, aren't they?
I bought the first one. I bought it, and I loved the fact that the Wayland Corporation and all that can be in the same universe as Alien and things. But the second one, you know, I shan't spoil it for anybody. But yeah, the way the first one ended sort of like killed any chance of a sequel. I think it was really just the Bank of America talking there, really, to get that one going. Well, anyway, I've digressed again, haven't I? Sorry.
Yeah, well, I will agree that I preferred the first one. But moving on, we've got the fleshing sheep up here, which we've not mentioned.
And it's a dream. Yes, that's the dream. Yes.
That's
but do they dream of it? Because it's gone blank.
I like how he's experimented with Flash there, and I think we should try out Flash a lot more and explore its capabilities. So maybe that'll happen in the next couple of weeks. But moving on, we have a Wimpy's first piece, and it's another flashy one, electric.
Yeah, segregated graphics, always a favourite with me. Looks a bit like the Public Image Limited logo, it's very, very slightly, and then it doesn't the more you look at it. But I love that. It's very good. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I was speaking to Wimpy via, it wasn't DMs, it was actually in public on Twitter, and I found out that he used to work for Teletext Services. So if you're watching this, Wimpy, hello, would you like to come on the show one day? You can explain some of your artwork choices, maybe, and talk about some of your projects that you have going. Because I believe he's mentioned on Discord that he's writing a book about teletext in Belgium.
So this would be for, I take it he's a Belgium himself then?
I think so, or maybe Dutch. Oh no, sorry. You'll have to let us
don't
know,
say that.
Wimpy. Sorry, Wimpy. Yeah, wonderful. All of your stuff is always fantastic. I think we might have missed some of your artwork previously because it was posted on Discord, but hopefully we'll make up for that this week. And yeah, an excellent contribution as always, technically, and the composition as well, I think. Yeah. Any final thoughts on that, Coral?
I just like the fact that the separated graphics have not actually confused the whole thing. It's actually giving it a lot more definition. That is a very good use of separated graphics. And the way that what are you laughing at?
Sorry to interrupt there, but Sarah is taking issue with your term segregated graphics.
Yeah,
in Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Cheers,
right,
Sarah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. Well, separated graphics then. The graphics of Sun City. Well...
Andy Ugly Fruit says, I think Wimpy's artwork in the Discord has been really good recently. I love him. 100% agreed. Look forward to more contributions. They're always great. Sorry, we've got to be quick because we've only got 20 minutes to finish these.
Yes.
A concrete piece.
Discord's lighting up.
Oh, yeah.
It's all going.
The buds are lighting up, ladies and gentlemen. We've got
buds
concrete.
light up, yeah.
Concrete
Oh,
by
hello.
Just a Dude. And we have a poem here, a concrete poem. Do you want to read this, Carl? Would you like to have a go?
I elect you, sir, to prevent the cause and effects of the transition. Many people forget why they are here, but you are special within your area of knowing. Please prevent a mass panic by simply doing your job and actually giving a damn about the world, for humanity is a better way to live than this place we call the worst UFO alive.
I like how the words are actually being conducted there. They're going down to the ground. And I think the point here is that you've got all these other buildings here, and the electricity is not going to those buildings and not hitting the top of those buildings as it's meant to, but it's hitting the ground, I think.
Well, you could say that advice is fairly down to earth.
Hey, I like that, yeah. And it's good to see poetry.
Yes, it is. It's very good.
I think we had a poem for one of the recent competitions, didn't we? It's always great to see a bit of poetry and the use of the graphics mode there, which sometimes can be underused in these submissions. But now it's Andy Jenkinson again for Shampoo/Lion from the previous week, which he didn't post in the Weekly Teletext Art hashtag, but here it is. Thundercats!
Ho! Thunder! 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 Thundercats!
Our go!
Oh,
Thundercats are go!
And Andy says that he keeps redoing these images, and he shouldn't have to worry. I love the yellow with the with Lionel's chin being white, and it's just really good.
We've got the Edit TF link here.
Gone. Ah, yes.
That's the Edit TF link.
Show us the codes. Show us the codes. Oh, look at that! Look.
Got all the background graphics going on here. I love that.
Separated graphics would be SG, so it's segregated, isn't it? So don't shoot the messenger. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah. Nice little technical piece. Very typical of Andy's wonderful technical pieces and his use of background graphics, which over the weeks is becoming tidier, I've noticed, and more subtle. Because if you're not a graphic designer, teletext graphic designer, it's very easy to miss the fact that this use of background graphics and held and separated is something of a technical fate. Yeah, you have to juggle the pixels around and the control codes quite a lot to get that to work.
It's really good. Did you see any holds there? I don't think there's any held graphics there either. Which is so the jury's out on that, right? You either use held graphics because you sort of like you rock and you boss Teletext, or you use held graphics as a workaround because you can't do it another way. What camp do you fall into, Dan?
Whichever way I can manage it. It's usually the Horsenberger Paul Rose camp of not using held graphics, though I am experimenting more with it, and I should use it more. We should all use it more because I think it looks very good. An underused element of Teletext that we should all give it a go. Try it yourself. Indeed. This is an art attack.
Some of the animations here. Animation one here. Wow.
I think Pixel Blip has forgotten to post his picture there for Weekly Teletext Art in that tweet, but here's Thomas Burvitz.
That's so completely new.
a missing
completely
image.
new format is, yeah.
We've got an animation here. Look at that. Very illuminating, isn't it? It's quite
very
long.
good. Yeah, I think you got to get Thomas on to actually explain how he creates an animation.
Yeah.
Because what I would find, I'm not going to attempt any because I know what I've got at the beginning. I know what I've got at the end. It's the middle bit. And I think in the end I'll just be sort of bodging it up and hashing it up to get from the start to the end. Whereas, it takes a lot of thought. Yeah, it takes a bit of storyboarding, really. I'd love to know the method.
We could have asked Ian about it, couldn't we? Well, I've been trying a little bit of teletext animation recently. It's not that easy. You have to work on frame by frame, which can be time consuming. And sometimes you have to spend quite a while on each frame to make sure it lines up. By the way, people, if you want to have a go at teletext animation, Mars FS has a wonderful program which aids in the creation of teletext graphics, and that's in BBC
I shall check
Micro.
that out.
It's for a BBC Micro, I think, but if you're au fait with that sort of thing, try it out.
Use an emulator on the old PC.
Yeah, but this is Thomas Burvitt's piece. It reminds me a bit of the Countryside piece from Ian Irving that he posted last week that we used to promote the stream. And yeah, I like it. Very simple, minimalistic, but they're always the best, I think. Yeah, very much influenced by Foretell animations. Okay. Cheers, Thomas. I love that. Thomas. As ever. Aha! Here is Pixel Blick's image.
There you go.
We've got some pylons there. And
yes.
a 667 sky made out of numbers. Yep. One of those that if you stand at the back of the room, you can sort of see a mosaic form.
Well, when I saw this posted, I think on Discord, I recognised the pylon straight away, and I got the message straight away as well. The pylon in the middle was placed just right for you to then get the narrative of it going up into where it's been like undecoded or corrupted by changing the character codes. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. It's very good, and it's I do think it's incredible that you get so many. I say it all the time. So many styles on the same limited thing. I mean, we were just speaking to Ian earlier, who sort of like tries to be keeping everything. He's more of a literalist sort of artist, and he can he can do hands and things like that. But you get Pixel Blip and Andy Jenkinson and all that, and they can just throw in something completely abstract, and you still understand what it is straight away. It's sort of like a punk art, I guess, or a sort of a hacker's art, maybe, at that end of the spectrum.
Yeah, a glitch art type of thing that you see a lot in crypto art at the moment, which we might address at some point in the future.
But if you come to me and say, "Oh, can you do some glitch art?" It's sort of like it's like, say, can you paint a Jackson Pollock, isn't it? And you can't. Jackson Pollock can only do a Jackson Pollock.
Yeah.
And you cannot imitate that. That has to be done once. I got my arse kicked over that erasure. Oh, that's later on, isn't it? But yeah, I can't believe that.
Sorry,
Can I keep that?
It was me that did that as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I must have seen it, but because I couldn't. Anyway, is that coming on this one, or is that coming because it's a circus, isn't it?
It's in Disco, isn't it? Did you post it? You did post it. Let's talk about it in a bit.
Yeah.
But Pixel Blip, very distinctive style. Pixel Blip stuff. Oh, something else. Oh, sorry, very flashy. I'll take that off the screen. In case anybody has epilepsy, that's not fair on them. But yeah, another piece of animation from him.
Frisbee. Oh, I missed this, Mohammed. My God, yeah, I remember this advert. Oh, do you remember the advert? Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's the frisbee that gets stuck in those isolators at the substation. And I still can't get the sense of perspective on them. When you look at them now, you think that they're either really big or really small. But, I mean, you see the size of that frisbee. That's a real size frisbee. That's how big they are. Yeah. And anyway, he goes in to get the frisbee. And, that's probably exactly what happened. But I love the use of colour on that.
It's a very
reminds me of a Marvel sort of like very inky comic strip from the from the early 80s. That.
Yeah, absolutely. All it needs is something like a word bubble to say kapow, bzzzt,
aye, aye,
kronk,
aye,
kronk. Made up words. But yeah, a very powerful piece of teletext art. That I think that's one of my favourites of yours.
Powerful.
Yeah, hey!
Powerful. You're full of them. Brilliant. You're on form tonight.
So, Peter Kwan has had a go at this one.
Oh, that is a palm tree. Plug Tropicana, drinks are free. I like what you've done there, Pete. Brilliant.
This is the Bahamas.
And it's a 2-pin plug. It's a 2-pin plug.
Yes. Do they have 2-pin plugs
not
in?
Good old. Well, it's.
The
in the Bahamas, they probably do.
Yeah.
I would imagine they certainly will.
Is this a reference? Sorry, is the 2-pin plug?
Barbados flag.
Yeah, I think it's Bahamas, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's definitely a reference to the fact that all of those chat lines were based in the Bahamas, weren't they?
Was it? Plug Tropicana. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, approved contractor. New Providence Electrical Specialists. Our hands make lights work.
Make lights work.
Oh, my word. Yeah,
that's one for you, that call, isn't it? Being an engineer.
Yeah, that's good.
Electrician.
That. Well, my hands tend to make things break, but that's probably a conversation for another day. But yes, and I love the multicolour palm tree. Island-wide call out.
Yeah. I'm sure there are a couple of references that we're missing there, but I don't think you need to know them.
Yeah, I think there's the that's a plug Tropicana. That's something that I think Paul Rose would be kicking himself that he never actually thought about.
Plug Tropicana. So another great one here from ZX Guesser, the king of weekly teletext art.
Yes.
And it's a dolphin jumping out of a TV screen. Very vaporwave, that, and I love myself a bit of vaporwave. Sort of
brilliant.
Is it from a Windows thingy? Windows 95 or something like that. Windows NT, a promotional graphic. Oh, either way, I love it.
Could well be.
The use of
very good, yes.
Held graphics. Now, I'm thinking on one of these sessions that we do, these live sessions, maybe when we can't get a guest on, I'd like to do a little half-an-hour session on very, very basic use of perhaps held graphics. How you can
tricks with hold.
Yeah, and how you can use held graphics to add more color to a screen in a very pointillistic way.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a demo of that, and maybe some of the other tricks and tips that you can do. But maybe we could get Mr. Alistair Cray on for that.
It'll come on in 2 weeks on a Thursday. It's his favourite day, Thursdays.
What's this for daily use? I don't know. It could be about tampons or something. It could be a tampon commercial that I've missed or something. I don't know. Maybe he's fooled us all.
Well, I think I've probably missed it. I think I've missed that as well. But what else has he put down in the thread there? Would disagree, but, and then he's put, what's he? Is he gridded that? Oh, look, there's his homework. Everybody, hold. He's got holds on every line there.
ZX Gasser says
that. Yes.
Sorry, he says, King, I prefer benevolent director. I mean, sorry, benevolent dictator for life. Sorry, Carl, go ahead.
No, that's fine. I'm just looking at his whole graphics there, and he's got his homework up there. I think that's but I think that let's not sort of like put people off, guys, and make sure that they don't have to bring their homework in just so we can clarify if it's legal or not or anything like that. But I'm interested in it because it's sort of like I can see how people do it. But that is that's a snapshot into Bedlam. That he's still not come back to me with the name of that robot that I liked. I think it was Anxiety something. I can't remember. But very good.
David says horrible thoughts of the Turner version for nightly use.
Oh, it's a video cover.
Wonderful.
For daily use. Yeah.
Somebody's posted it. Oh, he's posted it.
ZX probably. ZX has posted it
in Disco. But let's continue with these artworks so we can get them finished. An animation here.
Oh, I like that.
From Sarah. And the way a car
I like
acts
that.
as a Faraday cage in a storm.
Yes. I remember liking this actually, yes. Blocky one, keep it blocky.
Bit blocky indeed. Yeah, it reminds me of that episode of Top Gear in which Richard Hammond did this, didn't he? He sat inside a car as it was shocked with electricity.
Is it a Zephyr? It looks like the front grille looks like the Zephyr that Adrian Edmondson Vivian used to drive in the young ones. But, have you noticed that in road signs, Dan?
What's that? Sorry.
Well, you look at like a road sign. The evolution of a car has not moved since the late 1970s, is it? They all look like bloody Austin Maxes. But yet the car shape has changed beyond recognition. But yet we still use these 1970s versions of cars.
Do you mean to represent them in art and media?
No, they're like general road signs, so no vehicle sign.
Yeah, sorry.
It's like you drive past that now, and it's surprising that people go, yeah, that's a car. But back in the 70s, they didn't have like a silhouette of a Model T Ford, which is the rough time shift we're looking at now.
Yeah. That's because we still use are they the 70s designs that were created back then? What was the name of the lady? Oh, I'm going to have to find this now. Sorry. Sorry. Who designed the...
Because they updated a few of the other signs, haven't they? I think that was just my general point. We don't drive around in like Austin Maxes, and these are adopted obviously Europe-wide. So, you'd think that like because the Germans won't have like an Audi, and then the French have a 2CV. Oh dear. Anyway, that's a great teletext discussion. I know. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Margaret Calvert.
Like that. All right.
She designed many of the road signs. Yeah, a typographer. She designed many of the road signs used in the UK. And let's find 1970s, I think. Let's have a look.
Sarah's got a bone to pick with you about tampons for daily use.
Well, forgive me, but I don't use them on a daily basis, so what would I know? I use them as art supplies.
Birds on a blocky car piece of the right number of pixels. Well spotted. Oh yeah, we got. So what is this thing about the was it like a pixel police thing? Is it?
Oh
on
yes.
How many pixels you should use for birds?
I didn't see the birds. I missed them.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, they always need to be there, don't they?
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
That's very good.
Yeah, this artwork, wonderful piece of animation as well, and the fact that the moment that the car is shocked, it turns all graphics mode with the special graphics block. Yeah, glitches out.
Yeah, that's very. Yeah, that's really good.
Right, and this reminds me a little bit of the last one actually. It's a skyline piece from Chris Young, who's I've only just noticed.
I love a cityscape.
His name is Very Sticky Bunny, which is wonderful.
Oh right.
Yeah, and
is that a lemming in the his avatar? A lemming is like a woolen lemming.
Yeah, good to see the lemmings.
I love a cityscape and the use of the pixels there. You can see where he's used whatever graphics you want to call them on the very top to give a look of depth there, which is really good. I like that. And the little brolly, the man with the brolly and the puddles, and the forward slashes for the rain. I tell you, forward slashes for rain has made a very big sort of presence, sort of a big serendipity across all the artists that are using electricity and have associated it with lightning. Have tend to use forward slashes for the raindrops.
I think that's one of the things with the weekly teletext art thing, is that we're all learning from each other. We're learning different graphical devices, etc. And particularly this backward slash thingy that we've going on. I think Ian once again used that in one of his countryside pieces, didn't he? So we're learning from the master.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Chris. Very good.
Yeah, cheers, Chris. If you're watching this back on the VOD, I'm not sure if you're here right now, but here's another Tesla, courtesy Andy Jenkinson.
Yes, and again he's using that font that I like with the snow top on it, snow top font. Yeah, Nikola Tesla.
There's a great caricature of the great man. Wonderful.
He would be at home wearing a monocle, wouldn't he? Tesla. He would have been an iconic monocle wearer.
Do you think he would have used teletext as well?
He would have probably done a different version of teletext that we are yet unaware of this world.
Yeah, he would have invented it, wouldn't he?
He would have done it on a standing wave.
He probably.
However you do that.
I think he did invent one, didn't he? We just have to go and find it somewhere.
I think the big industry have stopped us from using it, Dan. That's the thing, isn't it? We had the answers all them years ago, and Ford bought it and smashed that teletext up. But yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I'll tell you what you could have done. You could have put the VBI on a standing wave, so you wouldn't actually need a television to decode it. That's what he would have done.
That's one for us to experiment with. Yeah, one to experiment with, isn't it? At the next block party in honour of Nikola Tesla.
We'll get electrocuted.
We'll all die. It'll be the last year
was it the story with Tesla that Edison... I mean, I don't know how much revisionist this is, but I think they labelled him a bit of a Tesla, a bit of a nutcase, because it turned out that his alternating current was a bit more efficient than Edison's direct current. So I think the electric chair was something that Thomas Edison brought out somehow to demonstrate how dangerous AC was. I don't know. I can't remember that bit, but. Yeah, as you dig deeper, it's sort of like, I mean, he was quite an obsessed chap. But again, most people are misunderstood when they're coming out of absolute belting ideas, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that's always the case, isn't it? Misunderstood geniuses. But with this graphic, I like the use of magenta fading into blue there. It's one of my favourite things to do. I love magenta as well. In general, it's second only to orange as my favourite teletext colour.
That's a backhanded compliment, isn't it?
If ever there was one, yeah. So we've got Hans Christian Ørsted. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
And
we've got...
He discovered for shits and giggles that you could ruin a compass by running an electric current underneath it. And then he got detention for ruining all the compasses in class.
Yeah, we can credit him with that, can't we?
We can, yes.
Every schoolboy can credit him with that.
That's it.
But we've got a digitized piece here, I think, and
I like
wonderful.
That. Yes, Hans Christian Ørsted. How do you pronounce the O when it's got the line through it? Is it Ørsted?
I'm not sure. Is it Ørsted?
Ørsted. Ørsted.
Yeah, that's probably it, isn't it?
Ørsted. I don't know.
I'm sure Thomas can come and tell us how it's done in the VOD. Hi Thomas, if you're watching this in the video on demand. Excellent artwork there from yourself. And moving on to this.
Oh, like
I love this.
Debbie, very nice. Electric, and that's a very good Debbie Gibson. Very nice.
That's great, isn't it? A low-res pixel version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's very nice.
Yeah, I love that one. I've only just noticed that. It's quite cartoony, isn't it?
Yeah. It's very good, and it's I think when you're drawing, the females do tend to lend themselves better to teletext on that smaller thing. I don't know. It's very nice. That's just very pleasing to the eye. Very, very pleasing. Thank you, Mohammed.
Yeah, cheers. Another great piece to add to his collection. And just to point out once again that he's got a massive thread going on here of all his teletext work, including this.
Oh, is he putting them all in one?
Including this,
Hello?
but hold on. Oh, hold on a minute! Don't look at what's happening on the screen there. Don't look at that. Don't look at that.
It's a spaceship.
It's a spaceship. Yeah. Oh dear. But yeah, he has.
It's a bit blue, isn't it?
Oh dear. We're being taken off the air, I'm being told. So, Video Genial has one long thread with all this teletext art. If you want to go and look at that.
Wow. I never realised that you put it all on one thread.
It's even the stream refused to load at first there, because even the photograph refused to load at first because of its rude nature. So that clears, I believe, the electricity stuff, except for mine. I've not posted mine at all yet, but there we go. We're moving on to the next topic. Let's try and clear these in the next 10 minutes. And ZX Guesser says CIRCUS is this week's topic. And let's move on to the first one. Mars has beaten everybody again. Hi Mars. With this, look at this. Is that from Sonic the Hedgehog? That ring, perhaps? The rotating ring at the end of the level?
It's just mind-blowing, isn't it, with the animations now? It really is. It's absolutely incredible. I'm just hoping they turn around and go, well, yeah, the program does most of it. I'll do a picture how I want it to start and how I want it to finish, and the picture does it the rest. Because to have that amount of imagination and forward planning, that's like, that's what that's like.
Yeah. Sarah's pointing out that sometimes the animated GIFs on Twitter glitch out. Pardon me 1 second. Yeah, sometimes they glitch out, as they have done with her Faraday cage piece, but I don't know if that's going on here. It doesn't detract from it anyway. You've got a little fun...
It's like the scroller from a cracked game for the Commodore 64 when they do massive shout outs to
greets
to various coders. Yeah, greets to Badman.
Have you ever been shouted out on one of those, Carl?
No, I haven't. I don't think.
Oh,
no.
You might have somewhere.
Oh,
I'm sure they might have.
I don't know. Maybe on a teletext sort of thing. Maybe a big shout out to him.
So we've got Peter Kwan's entry here for all the different
Novoro
animals.
animales in Circus Republica. Con lockdown termina munderio pene funtgebelus gerbictob vada bona alemanes con cotrotos anitinlalis.
I didn't know you could speak Spanish, Carl.
Is that Spanish?
I don't know. Let's see if
I
Raquel
think
can read it.
yeah, I don't know if it's is it the language of Channel 9?
Yeah, probably.
Channel 9, buono estende.
Scorchio.
Scotcho.
Yeah, Scorchio. Cheesy peas.
Cheesy peas.
A one-off joke about cheesy peas that I remember.
Yes. You like a peas, you like cheese. Cheesy peas.
Cheesy peas.
Cheesy peas.
We have a clown from Sarah.
Scary clown. Scary clown from the test card. Looks like. Probably not. But that is very nice. And again, horse and borders used there and dither.
The horse and borders.
Got all horse and borders we got there, haven't we? And and the use of a diver. But what other disciplines we got? We got the white. Is that the white graphic or is that a background? It's going to be the graphic, I think.
That's the white graphic, I think.
Yep. And then to get the red nose and the red smile is again that's quite difficult to. If you've got the white graphic going, that's a bit hold. I think that's a bit of hold being used there, or is it? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think it's just foreground and background in this one.
Overthinking it again.
That's I don't know. A good artist never reveals their secrets, except that's what we do every week, every other week on this stream.
I think ZX guesses with a bird on its hat.
Oh yes, an Easter egg there for you. Yes. Very well sneaked in.
very well snuck in there.
Apologies to everybody if we're missing some of your chatter that's going on here. In the YouTube and Discord chats, because we've got two different ones going on. The
Sarah says no.
Go on.
Yeah. So Sarah said that she thought about doing bubbles from the test card, but opted to do an original creation instead because she likes creating from scratch.
We might get it taken down. Pence Art says cheesy peas, same show reference. Haha! Now he's fallen over and he's footing now in the bucket. Haha! Now he's sliding out the door. Haha! Now he's landed in a skip. Do you remember that? That was from Harry and Paul, wasn't it?
Hooray for Harry and Paul!
It was the guy. It was the joke about people outside of England being huge fans of Mr. Bean. And it was this dude. It was this dude who would sit there and commentate on the show. Now he's fallen over. It's brilliant. And going off on a slight tangent, I noticed that somebody posted a video called Indian Villagers or something like that. Villagers react to Mr. Bean, which I felt was stolen a little bit from that sketch. So go and look that up if you feel so inclined. Thank you for that comment, Pence Art. Sometimes we miss some of your comments, Pence Art, but hopefully we can catch up with them. Sorry guys. We've got Ryan Ginnelly, who's here. One stopper. We've got the Wigan Athletic fans who are going crazy. They've somehow infiltrated the stream, saying, up the ticks. Borussia Dortmund wants me to say, Sealand up the ticks. I don't know why. Sealand, yeah. I've done some Sealand teletext art before.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yeah. That's the old disused battlement, isn't it? That some geezer's got. Is he the new owner of Wigan then?
At Sealand, perhaps. Yeah, the guy who owns Sealand is now running Wigan Athletic. That would be good. And I mean, I think it's the same dude under different accounts who's spamming up the ticks. Up the ticks, come on.
I say, yeah. I'll get the impression that everything's going to be a tick by the by the end of the evening.
Absolutely. Tom Sonic 41 says, I'm one of the few people who's not scared of clowns. So we've got a circus here, and it's the HP Source Factory, I think, courtesy Pixel Blip.
Oh, very nice. You've got reflections going on there, and is this for a circus?
Yeah, like I said, the HP Source Factory in London.
Oh, I see. Like the brown sauce.
Yeah, that's where they make it, isn't it? Houses of Parliament.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, it's the only brown stuff that comes out of that place.
It reminds me of, is it the Thames logo? Is that what it was called?
Yes. Doon, doon, doon. The one that goes doo, 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 comes out like that, yeah.
Very much inspired by that, I think.
Yes.
That's me promoting this live stream. But we've got a few
very
more.
Well done.
A circus from
You've
Pixel
got
Blip.
a juggler type. Very good, juggling his balls in the air.
Yeah. And what's going on in the
his
background?
unicycle.
Oh yes, it's a unicycle, isn't it?
Mm.
We've got a guy in the background swinging. I don't know. He could be on a normal bike. No, it is a unicycle.
That's a trapeze, isn't it? It's a trapeze.
Yeah, a trapeze artist. That's it. He has to be careful.
A TeleTextArt is doing a trapeze artist.
Yeah.
I don't know how those trapeze artists doing it manage to hold their brush.
The brush.
Well, yeah, when they're swinging around, they're trapeze artists, aren't they?
Yeah. Sorry, it took me a second to get that. I feel really bad now for not getting that. Another political piece.
Oh, this one's a bit of politics. Bit politics, isn't it?
Yeah, let's not go too much into that. I think
he's inferring that this guy's a bit of a clown.
Yeah, let's not go too much into that. But stay safe. That's good advice.
It's a very good likeness, though. I think that's very good. Thank you, Pixel, for that. Very nice.
Yeah.
I think that's good. That is good. And this is
right.
I read the comments on this. You got to guess at the point where he got fed up of doing it. Apparently.
Yeah, I think he goes into this later on, doesn't he? Into how he made it.
PDK Senyo and yeah, no, it's really good. Really nice. Brilliant. Piccadilly Circus.
I really enjoyed this one. Fantastic. I think we will see in a moment the hell graphics, etc.
Yes.
That went
towards his homework. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it?
Yep, another one from Wimpy or Vim.
It's so detailed, aren't they? Very good. Very good.
Yeah, and once again the composition. Certainly a seasoned teletext artist we have amongst us here. And I love the lettering, actually. A big shout out to the lettering. Big chunky overlapping lettering, which I love.
Yes. Chunky visuals.
Yeah. Maybe it's in Austria as well, because we've got the Austrian flag in the background. But Sarah Scott Rivers says, nice use of separated graphics. I like it.
Separated graphics, yes. Not segregated.
Ryan Ginnelly says, I have my own teletext service, 3text, and some chap made the whole Sky Digibucks UI on Magazine 200. Yeah, I remember you coming into, was it Discord and talking about this a bit, Brian? That you were going to do it? So we might have a look at that on stream if we can get that up, if we have time, but we're a little bit pressed for time at the moment. But here's Carlos's circus piece.
My big waste of time.
No, not at all, because there's different interpretations of this. Of course, Oracle...
Well, there's the interpretation that Teletext did for it about 30 years ago, Dan.
Sorry, yeah.
Well spotted, mate. I didn't even know. I must have seen it or something. I like my lettering better than theirs.
I do love your lettering.
Mine's more... I really like doing that. I weren't quite happy with the S and the U with the magenta over the top. But, you know, that's life, isn't it? But yeah, I couldn't do anything with the circus bit, so I just put the circus in there, and I had to go at a bit of Jenkins font craft, and I managed to get the quite recognisable without actually making an E, which I quite like. I was quite impressed with that.
Yeah, I think Andy would be proud of that, Mr. And the ugly fruit, wouldn't he?
But yeah, I really didn't. I couldn't quite believe that. There was another one found. So yeah,
We're gonna have to show that, aren't we? We're gonna have to show that in a minute. Okay, so we've got
bit of orange there. There's
orange.
a bit of orange alert, Dan.
Avert thine eyes. Avert thine eyes. Not allowed to see orange. No, seriously though.
Throwing his sixels out the pram.
Yeah.
Well, what do you expect? I was like, go on, and then it's. Oh. Yes, I like that. Very good, Mohammed. Very nice. A tiger jumping through a flaming hoop.
A flaming hoop. It's a hoop, maybe a
Those
flaming
bloody hoops. Yeah, is it a tick? I know it's an hoop.
Up the ticks, come on. Yeah.
Up the hoops. Come on, you R's.
Yeah, let's not talk about football there.
It's a good definition with the fire there. Nah, don't talk about football.
Yeah.
That's a very good flaming hoop, actually. I like that. The flames coming off, and you can see the gap. Less is more.
I don't know what the correct word is. Articulation on the tiger. I like the way that he has his body contorted to jump through the hoop. It's a good representation of that, of the way a tiger does, the way his body is shaped as he jumps through the hoop.
It's nice use of level 2.5. I was just wondering what Mohammed uses for his artwork. Does he use a ZX editor for that? Alistair's one, I'm wondering, because that's the one I'd use.
Yeah.
Changing the clut codes, and you get one just right, then you move it over and you get that wrong. I'm wondering if you could do a design thing where you could actually just type in the hex code of what you want in those boxes. But I'm sure Alistair will tell me how difficult that is to do and how underused it will be when he spends several hours trying to implement the change.
I think it'll get easier in the future as we develop the tech. But here's another one from Vim, and it's a sad
Is it
clown.
Vim?
Wim?
Sad clown, yes.
Vim?
Vim. Is it Wim or Vim?
I think it's
Vim.
Wim.
I think it's Wim because it's Belgium. Yeah. Wim.
So using this background makes the sad clown really pop out of your screen. Yeah, the checkerboard will definitely do that. And the poor sad clown. But what's he got on his head? Is it a pencil? Only joking. I like that. It's a felt tip, of course. And actually that's it. That's all of them. So hold on a sec. We can take a quick look
and
at
that concludes. And that concludes the artwork for this week. We do hope you had a lovely time. Please join us next time for more artwork from the same contributors and maybe some more.
Yes,
that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Let's have a look.
Sarah says, I love the tiger. Don't approve of keeping them in captivity. I'm with you on that. I don't like zoos, actually, either. In fact, the entertainment, but it's good. Looks good. Right, okay, yeah. I've had a reply back from ZX Guesser. Ha ha ha. The issue is how overloaded the UI is already. There is a workaround if you have specific hex values. Well, I don't have specific hex values. I just want to play. But yes, I think you can put it in the hash, can't you? You can change the hex values on that. But you'll have to come on and show us how it's all done. He'll have to give us a run through on his editor.
I'm sure he will. But you can search, ladies and gentlemen, for podcast, videocast that Alistair has been on, in which he gives a good demonstration of how he does his graphics. Is it the BBC Acorn Users Club or something like that? If you search for ZX Guesser on
Risk,
something
is
like
it Risk?
That.
Something like
that. It's in my favourites on YouTube. If there's no other way you can find it. So just looking a little bit at Discord here. We had a few pictures that we need to keep up with.
Look at that. European goldfinch.
Yep, there it is. And all the different graphics that we've got going on there from Jellica. It's beautiful,
So
isn't
he's
it?
used the. So he's doing. It's funny how that new background's into magenta, but it's magenta before the one before as well.
Well,
Am I reading that wrong?
Very pastel colours.
Yes, but yeah, it seems to be colouring the bite before the instruction, but I'm probably just reading it wrong.
Let's have a look. Oh, I didn't notice those graphic mode feathers that you have there. That's very good. You see a lot of these goldfinches around at the moment. They've been in our garden, actually. So
whose was this? Was this Jellica's?
Jellica, yeah.
Because Jellica loves birds, and he's got some new stickers out, which you have to go and get some via his Bandcamp. So I think you buy the stickers and you get the music. It's about £8, but it's probably worth a look because he does some really good chip tune, if you're allowed to call it that. But yes, he's very good at that sort of thing.
The question is exactly what is chiptune in this day and age?
Well, what is chiptune? Have you got all night?
So let's see.
Oh, there's some bird. That's the official birds there, and that's the dolphin leaping out the screen for daily use. Take everything in your stride, Dan.
Why didn't I notice that? Because I might actually have one of those over here on the shelf. One of those TDK thingies.
Well, not being fun. I mean, who was sitting down designing that video cover? You know, sort of like, oh, you know, I need to, you know, TDK need to shift some videos. Oh, yeah. Well, what can demonstrate definition any better than a dolphin coming out of a CRT?
Yeah. How could we have forgotten that dolphin? I can't find it, incidentally, but I think I do have some.
I'd prefer the skeleton guy.
Oh, yeah. What was he advertising?
Re-record, don't fade away.
Was it Maxwell?
He was. Is it Maxwell? Yeah, it might be.
Can't remember.
Was it Maxwell? Oh, was it Maxwell? Oh, there's a few like that.
Let's see.
I'm reading Discord, which I've got on the other screen. It's quite funny, really. Oh, hello.
Here we go.
Hello, nice, more stuff coming there.
Zoom of his thingy.
104 TG4.
Here's the full source for Piccadilly Circus. People really seem to like this. And I do too.
This is really good. So you got the holds there. So because that's held, if you go up to where the Coke sign is with your cursor, well, bit more, other side, other end. That's it. You move. Yeah, that's it. Where that NB is, the new background, because it's held, you've actually got the red instruction before the new background over the magenta, the cyan rather, the cyan.
Yeah.
Cyan. I'll say cyan. So it's a real mind-blowing way. I mean, I don't know how you code the instruction for a whole graphic in the code for the editor itself, but it's just to me, it's like one of them pictures in a picture in a picture. You know, it's a real, it's a meta code, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I see what you mean.
You'd have to play a bit. I think a challenge I'd like to throw down, I don't know, it'll be the simplest thing that you could do with a whole graphic. Because like if you do your whole graphic and you fiddle your sixel, it then duplicates in the byte across, doesn't it? So the simplest image you can do just by coding one line of hell graphics for it to go over to another one, but might be a bit of a challenge, or you know how many things you can actually do that way around, or maybe not. Yeah. See you, Dan.
Oh, hold on just 1 second. I'll be back. And then we will start the next segment, actually.
Hi. I do think every colour's magenta. Thanks, Sarah. I'll just waffle. It's my problem. Re-record, not fade away. So I'm just reading so many comments. So, what else we got here? Skeleton guy. Scotch VHS. There's the was the skeleton guy. Do Scotch tapes still live up to the lifetime guarantee for teletext recoveries? That's a very good point there, DW. Very good point. Every colour is magenta tonight. Sounds like some kind of love song. I'll get Dan to belt that out on his ukulele. So... What is the Discord channel? Lance says. Well, I'll post. How does that work? Can I? How do I post? Do I just post a link up on the YouTube chat, guys? For the Discord channel? I think that might work. Or does he need an invite? I'm not sure how that works. I'm going to try and send it over. Copy. Oi.
I copy.
You copy, big man.
I copy everybody at TeletextArt. Right, so...
Oh, hello.
So, it's show and tell time.
Dan saves the day. I was just wittering on.
It's show and tell time.
Show and tell.
There it is, in really low quality because my webcam sucks. For daily use.
Oh, how about that? It's the cassette.
Indeed it is. I wonder if that's... Is that focusing properly? Yeah. The dolphin himself.
Very good.
And there's the back. He's there again.
Very good. There's instructions on how to use the video cassette.
Would you like
or
to
the
see
service
some...
suggestion.
Would you like some more old VHS sleeve porn now? Is it that time of night?
Go on then.
So it's
it's after hours now, yes. We got... Ugly Fruit says that the erasure set him by doing that Simon piece that he did today. Oh, you got a Mitsubishi. Oh, I see. A Mitsubishi video gun. Yep, it's definitely a video. It's got a barcode on it. I'll zap that. Boop.
It's got...
Well, it's quite... I've always had barcodes on, I guess. When I look at something without a barcode, I know it's ancient. Calamity Jane. Is that a musical?
I've no idea. Why have I got that?
Do you like your musicals?
I've no idea.
Do you like musicals, Dan? Calamity Jane. Ah, very good. What's that saying there? Yeah, Calamity Jane. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Excellent.
I don't even know if that's mine. So
I've got some mini discs downstairs. The mini discs still in their wrappers.
Ah.
Do you remember mini discs?
Yes, I never used them though. I've one more of these, which I think you might like. Memorex,
yes.
E195. There you go.
Oh, that's an odd one, isn't it? It's normally E180s, aren't they? And that was their extra bang for their buck.
Yeah.
God, you stick out on it. You stick out on long play, mate, and you're recording half of Live Aid.
Look at that.
Is that the shattering glass? You can tell it's a Memorex. Yeah. You can tell it's Memorex.
There you go.
Beep.
So,
I
hope you liked that.
Bip the old barcode.
Wonderful. Yep, some VHS sleeve porn there.
ZX guessed the name of the character on your T-shirt earlier on, right at the beginning. He must be our #1 fan. That is indeed, as Alistair said, it's the Stormtrooper.
Yes.
Yes.
I just remembered that now. Oh dear. Yeah. Did you make these for a block party?
I did, yes. Yeah, we did that for was it the second Cambridge one? Do you remember they had the press down? I think we all had one on each, I think. I don't know if you came down for the picture. But yeah, Stormtrooper, that is.
I wasn't there because myself and Grim Fandango were still on the motorway due to the fact that I can't get up early, or I couldn't.
Oh, I see, yeah. Oh, that's when we did the recording of going for a pizza with Jason on one of the podcasts. That's really good.
Yeah.
Stormtrooper, basically, so Disney didn't come and sue me on Twitter for posting the image.
It's funny that they allowed you to print that, because some print sites don't let you have copyrighted images.
Yes, well, it was. It's a limited edition. I think Jason actually, Jason Fitzpatrick, bought the rest off me for that day and had them on sale at the computer museum.
He did. I wonder if he still has them or if he sold them all.
He's probably still got all of them. But I reckon he sold a lot.
They might be out there in the wild somewhere. Goodness my.
Yeah.
Lighting is horrendous, isn't it? So, Sarah Burgess says, does Carl think every colour tonight is magenta?
I think she's picking on me tonight. She's having a right old pop, isn't she?
Oh, that's okay. I think it's brilliant. Oh,
every colour's magenta.
That sounds like something Henry T. Ford said. Any colour you like,
can have any teletext you like, as long as it's magenta. And then you order it, then you get a yellow one, wouldn't you, from me? Yeah. I think you just get it wrong.
Orange.
With all separated bits on it. Separated orange.
And ZX Guesser says, I think the skeleton was Scotch. The skeleton mascot. So there you go.
Scotch, yeah. Scotch tape, yes. Very good.
Right. So
yeah, so it was all right. I think does Alistair announce what the next art challenge is going to be on this broadcast, or do we let him have a think to type in another word in a random word generator? Do we just leave that to him to?
It's usually on a Saturday night, isn't it? So we're a bit early. We're 2 days early.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. No problem.
Right, so we're going to try and remedy my problem of poor lighting by moving to the next segment, and I'm going to do a screen capture instead, so you don't have to look at me anymore. It is the very, very frequently praised, but never quite emulated, Muttley collaborative drawing. So let's get this for you. I'll post the link in the Disco so you can all have a go. Let's put that up now. Collaborative artwork time. And weekly teletext art crew assemble. What are we going to do this about today, Carl? What do you think we should do? Circus again?
Circus, electric, Tesla.
Yeah.
Anything really, isn't it? Isn't it?
There you go. I've just posted that in Disco. As you've seen, there it is. It's in the block party. And go ahead and go crazy. Please do.
Let's go crazy.
Go crazy. Just quickly, a shout out to Atonal Osprey, who has been posting weekly teletext art stuff on his Instagram, but we've not seen them. So just a quick scroll through
we better
these.
showcase that, yeah. And I loved his Hendrix. And Dan's done that.
Yeah,
he did a Hendrix.
His is better though.
Yes.
So we've got the white stripes there. I love this one here. I don't know if I can put that on full screen. I have to sign in. But yeah, the little, is it a Subaru Impreza or something there? Excellent.
Is that what where?
Really love that. The car there.
Yep. A Scooby.
Is it Scooby-Doo?
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
There's some really good stuff, isn't it? Really good stuff.
Electricity pylons, probably for electricity. And look who we've got there. It's our good friend Arnold.
Arnold. That's very true.
That's
very true.
Yeah. And oh, look at that! I love his representations of cars. They're really good. There's the Corolla 11. And some more Blade Runner art. Mount Fuji, I think that is.
There, yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Bit of Wonder Woman there.
Wonder Woman.
And there's Pri and Pris, or whatever her name is in the middle there.
I don't think that is Wonder Woman. That's Maria Takeuchi, or whatever her name is.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
But look at this
I
one
like the
here.
traffic light as well. Oh, yes. That must be. I think we're talking about Mad World. I was talking about Mad World to somebody else, but it reminds me of Mad World. The red
very
and
much.
the black graphics,
that colour scheme. Yeah. Well, let's go crazy with the artwork, shall we? Yeah, I had to shout him out because he's been doing stuff for Weekly Teletext Art, but we haven't featured him because he's been on Insta. So,
then he got cancelled on Instagram. Yes. Right. So.
What song's that?
Oh no, it's Otis Schultze. It's a very good song. It's quite a new one. It's the one that kids are all playing.
It's a song about Instagram.
Yes, then you got cancelled on Instagram. That's the song.
Cancelled on Instagram.
Yeah, it got cancelled on Instagram.
Cancelled on Teletext.
You'll have to. It's not suitable for work. The lyrics, unfortunately, but it's very good. It's a very good song.
Ryan Ginnelly is asking for thoughts on his page that was just posted in Block Party there. Here it is.
All right.
That's his Teletext service. If you post a link to the service, we can look at it for a bit.
Oh, I like that. That's sort of like a pastiche of the old Sky Digibox, isn't it?
Yeah. I like the graphics. It's entirely in graphics mode, isn't it?
That's brilliant.
Sorry, text mode. I'm falling asleep now.
Text
mode. No, sorry. It's entirely in graphics mode. No. I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to shut up and go back to making my collaborative artwork because I'm not making any sense. I'm not making any sense anymore. And I'm surprised nobody has changed this assemble to Weekly Teletext Art Crew S yet.
Give me a moment then. Let me just find...
oh no, I've given him an idea.
Let me just find it. Oh, there it is, Xenox. I'll just ruin it somehow. Oh dear, is he doing a big blow off, that dinosaur? Someone's very quick at drawing.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful, isn't it? I like that.
Protect and survive. You and your family must take cover. Yep, change over to us.
Or protect and sever, as it says in The Simpsons, with Itchy and Scratchy. Oh no, a glitch has happened.
Fight.
Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie show. Yep, a glitch has happened there, so I'll have to change my image a little bit.
Well, we'll have to change our image from time to time, mate.
Well, Teletext has never changed its image. Okay, let's see. So we've got a link to the TFAX thingy-majig. Let's have a look.
Does it say Teletext backup on it? Is that the one?
Yeah. Oh, we're getting a 404. Let's try the other one. Oh, yes, I clicked the wrong link. So how do we load...
Don't click the wrong link.
From this, how do we load this up now? Do you have to actually download it to your Raspberry Pi?
I think you have to, I think, yeah. But you could probably get the TTI pages and just drop them straight into Alistair's editor, couldn't you?
Well, maybe,
just to see what it looks like.
One of these days, what we'll do is we'll actually do a demo with the Raspberry Pi, and maybe I can get a TV set up and we can show that off.
Well,
in the future.
Yeah. So
where are we? Yeah, in the future.
There's my Raspberry Pi.
Ah.
It's all in there, the teletext. God, better not tip it over too much because all the little graphics will fall out.
Yeah. That's how it works, isn't it? Now, this clown that I'm supposedly doing here is starting to look like Where's Wally, so I'm going to change it to that instead, because
he looks like a tick.
Well, no, he's got a red and white hat, so maybe not. Is it the cat in the hat?
Well, he could be. He could be
the cat in the hat.
No, he's the rugby league tick, isn't he?
Oh, that doesn't even
You
work.
lot play... No?
No, I don't think so, Carl.
It's it red and white, isn't it? They're playing it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, do. Wigan do, didn't they? Oh, you're at St Helens, isn't it?
Wigan Rugby playing red and white. Yes, they do.
Yes, there you go.
We can make him the skeleton from the Scotch ads, as he looks a bit like a skeleton.
That is very good. Yeah, I like that. Biff. Big. Oh, it's the birds. It's got some
yes,
dinosaurs up there.
Big chunky
and
bird.
A llama. Big llama up there, is it? That's being drawn at the moment? Or
Somebody's been
two llamas.
practicing
Someone is very
animals.
good at llamas. Very good.
Yeah.
They've definitely got their animal badge.
Yeah, I love that.
That's a rhino as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that a rhino there?
A rhino and a dino.
Oh, two lovely llamas. I like that. You need VBit, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, well, I've got VBit on the pipe. I'll do a commit and try and get that up and running on me television for next time.
Yeah. Is your TV in your spare room where you are now, or your office?
Yes. Yeah, so you've got the telly here, but that's got Teletext decoder on it. It works, but it comes out in widescreen, which is a little bit annoying. Whereas the other telly had a level 2.5 decoder in it and everything. It was really good. This one's a little bit more boggy basic.
At the block party in Wigan, we had one of those old TVs that supported level 2.5, didn't we? Which was interesting. I don't know if that TV is dead now. I haven't been to Steam in a while due to COVID and various reasons. Various other reasons.
You can draw hands as well, which is like, that's a dark art.
Not very well, though.
But you know it's a hand.
Well, sort of, yeah.
Is it like a fist? Has he got it in a fist now?
It's all about the context, Carl. Because in any other context, it might look like something else.
It's all about ethics.
Ryan Ginnelly says, I do my teletext on my Philips telly because my hands-free one uses NTSC teletext for some reason. Ah, you might have got an American TV there. Perhaps.
Or it could be French and it's using Skiam.
Oh? You mean CCAM?
That's the one. Harry Ckam.
Sorry.
Oh, do I mispronounce everything? Is that just my thing?
No, not at all. It's you do it on purpose so we don't get sued by Disney.
Yeah, I even bought it here in Ireland. So yes. Well, it could be then. NTSC.
No two colours the same.
No two colours the same, yes.
Escape the NTSC. Have we got... Is that Jellica?
It was the chap that did the...
a skeleton?
The chap who did the end. He actually managed to get it coming out, thrown out on NTSC set, didn't he, in America? He connected his Pi up to it or something. It was on the Teletext group, Facebook group.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember off the top of my head.
It's witchcraft, it was.
We're still waiting for Tech Connectify's video on Teletext, incidentally. Isn't he a YouTube dude? People keep asking him to do a Teletext video about the technology of Teletext. So we're looking forward to that. I think it's partially our fault that it's not out as well, that it's not been released yet, because people are using it for the thing that it wasn't supposed to be used, and that's sort of ruining his angle on it, I think. I think he's actually said that on Twitter. So it might be our fault.
What's the problem then? He says what?
He has an angle for the video, but the fact that people use Teletext so much and for different things, I think ruins his angle a little bit, that it's this old technology that nobody uses anymore. I'm not sure.
Oh, is he going to be like, oh, do you remember Spangles? Is he going to be doing it from that sort of angle, is he? Sort of like, oh, you know.
Well, I'm only speculating.
Yeah, because it's still very much being used, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of places in Europe use it as well.
Oh, well, there's an article on today on Twitter, wasn't there? It's about, I think Peter might have shared it or something about an article about the Spanish teletext service that's still going, which we spoke about prison teletext, didn't we, about the Spanish teletext service. There can't be that many left, Neil.
Well, you'll be surprised, I think, quite how many teletext services there are still out there. And when I get back to normal, I'm hoping to try and get in touch with some of them again. Long ago, I contacted them all to see if they were interested in showing teletext art and stuff. I don't know, maybe they'll change their mind now. Maybe they never read the emails that I sent. Who knows?
Well,
some did, obviously. Like Odd Text, who've got loads of art stuff on the service.
Aerotel is still active. That's the Irish, the ERA. Their TV. I thought that stopped. I thought the Airtel stopped. Or was it we just couldn't get it on the Skybox in the UK anymore? But
is it still
I
going?
thought Airtel ceased. Yeah. Well, it's still going. I think Ryan has said that it's still going on the Discord. So it must still be going.
Yeah, I think it's people don't necessarily notice. Only the people that use it. I remember this big fanfare on Twitter last year or the year before. Airtel has closed down. But it didn't close down because it's still going. So it's clinging on to life.
Oh yeah, so he says that it never worked on Sky. They stopped in 2001, but I'm sure you were able to just go on that channel and press text, although it said this channel is not available in your area. Yeah. But I could be misremembering that, to be honest, because I was never really a teletext user with a Skybox. And ZX says that they're trying to shut it down, but it keeps going. So yeah, they ought to keep it going, because
it's like a cockroach; it will never die.
It's on Swarview, but not sure about Sorsat.
Yeah.
What is Swarview then? Oh, is that like Freeview? Is that an Irish Freeview?
Something like that, I think. Big Bird, Third Bird. Third Bird!
Third Burglar.
That's a Biffo thing, isn't it? Third Bird? I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great...
Seal me do.
Seal me do. Seal me away forever.
Is Sarah still doing stuff on this one?
I think she might have put the birds in there. What is that? Is it a foot? Does the seal have a foot?
It's a one-footed seal.
It is. I'm going to say it's a foot.
Oh yeah, so that Sawview is it is Ireland's Freeview.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good to see that.
I always called the Republic ERA. I always have done, but I'm not sure if people do. Whether that's, I'll call them ERA. My cousin's Irish, and I always say ERA.
Right. Do they still use ERA, or do they use ERA?
Well, we used to be on the money.
Right. Well, they use the euro now, don't they?
Yes.
I've never actually been to Ireland, so...
Yeah, ERA is an Irish term, yeah. So I'm wondering, actually, would that be sort of like a bit, is that sort of like a term that only the Irish should use for their country? I don't know. I'd sort of done it out of respect, but I'm not sure if I'm being particularly respectful by saying that. I don't know. This is culture, isn't it? Eh? Lovely. Hey, what? Oh, Sarah said I didn't do the bird or the third bird. I'm not that funny, but I did my usual ones.
Oops. I made a mistake there.
He says Ireland. All right, I'll say Ireland then.
Yeah, Ireland.
Ireland.
So I like the fact that Willie is saying yes. Yes.
Yes.
Tick.
Tick. Have you managed to get any of your Wigan friends to actually cross over into nerddom and actually start dabbling with your teletext?
I don't know. Do you think I should ask? Should I ask the Wigan Athletic Football Club if we can do some teletext art related projects?
Yeah, that'd be quite funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah. They'd love that.
There's
our seals
and
electric.
The seal, which was our seal's electric. I hate to ask, but our seal's electric. Only mine's broken down, and I've only got 1 foot. Protest and revise. Don't quite like where that cursor is on the tick.
Oh yeah.
The tick is just releasing all the birds into the sky, and then there's there's our rude bird flicking rude man there with the yellow baseball cap on.
Yeah, he's flipping them off. Yeah, right. So
VHS tape, some eyes,
a seal club,
and the llama has turned into a menacing face.
Jimmy.
Don't be a hero.
Let's see. Did you read that Sarah said this seal was supposed to be an electric eel? But I can't draw tonight, so I let it evolve. Somebody said, do Scotch tapes still have their lifetime guarantee for teletext recoveries?
Yeah,
David says brilliant.
That. Yeah. That's absolute quality, because can you imagine just putting in the warranty claim to them, going, well, we tried recovering the teletext service off it, but it's a bit wobbly.
Jellica Jake says, thanks for the shout-outs.
No problem, Jellica. Thanks for the loyalty, mate. Yeah, no worries, yeah.
And we'll have you on the stream anytime as well.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Lance wants an invite to the Discord channel.
To the Disco, yeah.
Have a link posted, expired.
Ah, that's funny, isn't it? Well, let's see if I can work some magic behind the scenes to get that working now. Do.
Yes. Get more people on there.
Yeah, we'll accept anybody at all on the Disco. The teletext Discord.
We're very select. We'll select everybody.
Oh, crumbs. I'll see if I can get the invite link to post for you all. And this is the one that doesn't expire, so you should be able to use it. Let's see, Disco. Sorry, I always call Discord Disco.
Disco.
I'm going to post the Discord link in Discord. That would be good, wouldn't it? That'd be very useful.
Well, that means all the Discord users could actually join themselves then.
Yeah, they'd be beside themselves, even.
Wow, that's really good.
Apologies for the fact that the artwork is frozen momentarily while I find this. Right, link to Discord. And there it is. It's appeared in the YouTube chat.
Has it?
Right. Oh, it should have.
Yeah.
Right.
It hasn't yet.
Has it not? Right. Well, let's get
Oh,
back
no,
to
it won't, because... No, it will, because there's a lag. There it is. It's just happened.
There we go. Yeah, something about
tired.
Zoom is that you can't post the description for a video at the same time. Only the name, the subject of the video. Otherwise, I would always post the links in there. Oh, doodlem! It requires me to actually load the stream up and edit stuff. I'll have to do that before the next stream or during the next stream. Okay. It's just an idiosyncrasy of Zoom, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So this has changed a little bit, this artwork.
Hungman's coming.
Hungman.
Still we do.
There we go. Weekly Teletextart. I love that. Z80 assembly. Wonderful. So, we have an image in Block Party. Let's have a look.
Yes, looks good actually. If reading that, Ryan's posted that up, and it's another skybox.
Oh, Discord has to reload.
Oh.
It closed itself down, evidently. Here it is. So yeah, as we said, this is done entirely in text mode. There you go.
Text mode, yes.
I think, let's have a look here. He mentioned somewhere, did Ryan, that somebody asked him to do that. The chap just called me and asked me to make a service that is dedicated to a digibox. So I should post this in old digibox. Some chap made the whole Sky Digibox UI on Magazine 200. That's interesting.
There is an online viewer though for TFAX, isn't there? I guess we could look at it from there.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how we
feature that in the next show.
Yeah. I'm not sure how we do it.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll figure that out, Brian. And what we'll do is we'll see if we can get your service on the viewer, and then we can just go through some services and have a little flick round. And if you wanted to come on and have a chat about it, Ryan, that's no problem at all. Just get in touch with Dan, and he can crowbar you in. I would say get in touch with me, but I mean it's sort of like I'm sort of out and about all the time, so I don't really get back to respond to things as quickly as I'd like to at the moment. It's all bonkers.
Yeah, the world's bonkers at the moment, though, isn't it?
Oh, so we can all gone mad.
Forgive you for that.
That's all right.
I've forgotten how you do this now. I've suddenly become inept.
Oh, it's catching.
Oh, I've got caps lock on. That's why. There we go.
Oh, someone's correcting the assembly blibbly. That's excellent. I was re-watching the One Show special with Peter Kwan and Angela Rippon in it the other day, and I was reading some of the comments as well. And there's a lot of, all the comments were really nice, about Peter and his analogy to teletext and steam trains and all that, and it said that people are just so pleased that there's people like Peter there to keep the servers alive. So yeah, it was just nice to watch again. I was watching it the other night, and it's just really really nice to see teletext winning out there.
Yeah. Like I said, teletext will hang on forever. It's a veritable cockroach. I think somebody's trying to do some held graphics, but it's going a little bit wrong. Oh no!
Oh my god!
It's deliberate. It's deliberate. A deliberate
Is it?
Rainbow thingy we've got going on there.
Oh, that is a lovely bit of held graphic. Yeah. See, now that is held graphic with the bird left untouched.
Yes. Of course. Right then, it's just gone 10 o'clock here in the UK. So I think it's about time we wrapped up the stream. What do you think, Carlos?
I am in agreement with that because I did say I'll give you till 9, so I've done an hour's overtime.
Thank you, Carl.
Don't worry.
Incidentally,
Don't worry. I'll tell him it's your fault.
Incidentally, if you ever feel like leaving early, don't be afraid to do so, because
no problem. Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah,
I can continue the stream
fine.
without you. It won't be the same without you, obviously, but.
No, that's absolutely fine. And also, look, if anybody else does want to come on, please do, because it's always open to everybody.
Indeed,
providing Dan will have you on.
I'll have anybody on, basically.
He's not fussy.
I ain't fussy, lad. I'll have anybody on.
No. Well, no, but that's brilliant. It's been a lively night. Thank you very much. I shall try and learn some more colours, Sarah, other than magenta.
Yeah, and look at this wonderful artwork we've made tonight.
Brilliant.
I think that's one of the best we've made, personally.
We should do it as a book, like do a little fanzine and print them out. And,
yeah.
I'd love to do a fanzine. I'd call it something like, remember the football fanzines? They used to be quite funny and witty.
Yes.
And I think, I think I'd call mine Alan Sugar's Woolly Hats or something like that.
Is it related to the Amstrad CPC?
No, not at all, but it's sort of like of that. It's, Alan Sugar's Woolly Hats, I think I'd call it, and it'd be printed on very low-grade paper. But I've got no idea of content.
Well,
I think I'll just make the fanzine up. Yeah.
Brainstorm
We could do that.
next time.
Yeah, let's brainstorm that. If anyone wants to work on Alan Sugar's Woolly Hats with me, the only thing I've got is a title. I don't know what it's about at all, but yeah, that's good. Oh, and Ryan says he'll be happy to talk about whatever. So, so he'll send you a message by the looks of it. So we could have a special guest.
Yeah. So just before we finish, I forgot to mention this earlier, but Barry Ellis, who was watching the stream.
Oh yes.
His new video is out on his YouTube channel, and it's about a system called Mavis, which helped disabled children in the 70s to learn, basically. So it's an ingenious system, but it used Teletext style graphics, maybe even proper Teletext graphics, but it was quickly superseded by the home computers, which became cheaper very, very soon after. But it was a very pioneering system, and one that's often forgotten. So go and look up Barry Ellis's video on it's called Mavis and the Tomorrow People, if you want to see that.
I'll check that out and maybe put a snippet of that up at some point as well.
Yeah, but
Sarah, time flies when you're having fun, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's show and our interview with Ian Irving, which I really enjoyed. Don't know about
proper gentleman. It's really good. Yes. What was your main takeaway from the interview? Is it sort of like? I always like the fact that when you're talking to him about something, he might drop in something about like the emergency broadcast system, and then just go on and talk about something else again. He's like, no, I really want to know more about that. I don't know why, but it's just because it's like it's not really mentioned, is it? But it's really really good.
You're right about that, aren't you? Yeah, it's not often talked about. I don't think we should ask Mort Smith about that when we get him on eventually.
They probably know the same as each other, but maybe people have different recollections on it depending on how long they had to spend in front of it. But it's very much a thing. But I would find it quite bizarre that you've got a civil emergency going on somewhere and everyone is like scrabbling to teletext. I've heard someone put on the on the chat, what have you got to do? Press reveal to find out what you got to do.
We should do an episode about. We kind of have, haven't we, of the podcast about emergency broadcast? But
yes,
Captain Midnight is another thing that we keep saying, talking about.
We do.
Oh, and it's come to my attention that we haven't mentioned Tipping Point tonight. The stars seem to have aligned that every show we mention Tipping Point. But I'd like to say that on today's episode of Tipping Point, somebody won a Teletext holiday. Sorry, a CFAX holiday. Oh, bleep that out. You're not allowed to say that.
Someone won a CFAX holiday on Tipping Point.
They did indeed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a serious point. It was that lady with, I can't remember, she had some condition. She got her voice back to play on Tipping Point. That was on the news today.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was that. But yeah, we've not dissed any game shows, have we, today? Oh, did you watch that, The Voice, you had to guess the bad singer? Did you see that one last Saturday?
No, I didn't.
Game show chat, everybody.
Do you mean like Club Singer round from Shooting Stars?
They had
when I'm cleaning windows.
Yes, when I'm cleaning windows. No, you had to guess the one that couldn't sing. They were miming. You had to guess the one that couldn't sing. And
when I'm cleaning windows.
When I'm using magenta. You should see what I should see when I'm using cyan.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I
think we've run out of steam tonight, haven't we?
Run out of Wigan steam.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've done that in the past. Literally run out of steam. That is Wigan steam. Hey. So yeah. Cheers, guys. Cheers for viewing tonight and listening and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's been wonderful to have you here, and to have Ian Irving. Oh, V-Bert
says goodbye. Oh, V-Bert. Hello.
Hello, V-Bert. Goodbye, V-Bert.
Bye-bye.
What's your takeaway from today's show, V-Bert?
Everything.
Yeah, it's all been great, hasn't it?
Yes.
Hitting you on the head. Incidentally, did you hear Mr. Biffo's video today that he posted? It's a bit of a Q&A thing on YouTube, and he talks about Sooty. For the 50th anniversary of Sooty, he wanted him to talk. And the joke was that he was going to have this thick Glaswegian accent. But he copped out at the last minute because he couldn't think what on earth Sooty would say.
I wouldn't know. Yeah, what would Sooty say?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Right.
V-Bert.
Well, bye-bye. Well,
bye-bye,
V-Bert, he doesn't know what to say either tonight. He's far too tired, aren't you? Yeah. There you go. See, he's knackered. But this is V-Bert, so we need some Teletext V-Berts, I think, as well for the show next time.
In relation to Anxiety Bastard.
Yeah, Alistair's he has not elaborated on that at all, actually. But yeah, he must know what I mean. Anxiety. It's like a robot that he did. It's like just in blue and black. He should know what it is, but he probably won't. He probably can't remember it because it was like very insignificant. But I really enjoyed it. It was one of the best Teletext artworks I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, we might feature that next time.
He can't even remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to look at it and go, is it really? Is it? But I liked it. I really liked it because it was like less is more. A real less is more one. Right.
David says.
I've
David
gone
says,
on far too. Oh yes.
Your hands are freezing, Matthew. Is that what V-Bert would say? V-Bert would say, your hands are freezing, Carl.
Yeah, see.
So you could say something. That's great. I love that.
Your fingers are so long. Yes.
Oh dear, I think we should leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. And what's an apt closing theme?
Don't know, Kayanara. tick.
Keep it blocky, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep it blocky. Bye bye. Say goodbye in 10 short minutes.